you're hard to love, if you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way, no. If you're hard to love, if you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way. I want the easy one. No toxic bullshit, no playing games. I want a man that's not hard to claim. He treats his woman like he treats his life. Working smart for rewards, loving day and night. Not afraid of unevolved human beings that say nasty things, yeah, when they look at me. He's too satisfied with everything he needs from his society queen. Stop playing like you think you're the one. You know that this is just for fun. I know I need a better man. You want me and understand that my needs are important to listen to, and he is worthy of my attention. I won't beg for his body to warm up my soul. He'll shower me with affection. Hard to love, if you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way. No, no, if you're hard to love, if you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way. I want the easy one. Cause I don't need a project too heavy for my mental health. That's why I'm out here loving myself. You can find what you never had if you stay stuck. It's time to level up, but I can give you what you really want. Slow down and take time. Don't worry about me. I'll be doing fine, cause the man that's meant for me, working on his inner peace, will be able to see me from eye to eye. It's you that you think you're so tall. The hard ones will always fall. Maybe, baby, when you grow up, you'll understand why I need more. Because now that I'm 30, my patience with boys grows thinner and thinner each day. If you give me mixed signals, that's all that I need. So no walking away. If you're hard to love, if you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way. No, no, if you're hard to love, if you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way. I want the easy one.
You are listening to 801 and Done on Utah Music Radio with your host Mills and his buddy Jed. Is it me, or did it just get short and hairy in here?
5, and for the first time, you feel alive, a black shine in your mind. Make you see stars beyond the 5, and for the first time, you feel alive, a black shine in your mind. Feel rolling thunder under my nails. 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 Make your eyes roll home. Back in your head, it never ends. It never ends. I'll make you see stars beyond the 5 for the first time. I feel alive, a black shine in my mind.
It's from the.
Wow.
That was in his recording.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to 801 and Done at Night.
Done at night.
We've done it at night. We
Yeah.
started to. Hey, and I got stuff set
This
up.
was a mad dash, and you should see the sweat dripping off of Jed's brow.
Yeah, I've running around like a crazy man.
Oh, where's that?
Me.
Oh, turn down
So
your volume.
mute your mic, please.
It's muted, but I had to turn
am
down
I?
the volume.
Yeah,
We
all the
are
mics are muted except for this
Cute.
feed.
So it's 801 and Done at night. We're giving this a shot, see how it works.
Yeah, we've got a live stream up on the 801 and Done YouTube, so
Yep.
you can like look at our smiling faces and watch the microphones as we're doing this thing, and you can hear what we talk about when. Actually, no, you won't be able to hear that this time.
No. But, yeah, I'm Mills. As usual, we got
Jed
and our new co-host and she'll be joining us from here on out. And introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Lianna, so I'm evening out the hairy. But I
Yeah,
don't help with
exactly.
the short part. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all short, but not all of us are hairy.
Yeah, I'm pretty hairy.
Yeah,
It's embarrassing.
I'm not really. I just got like a beard and long hair. That's about it.
We ugly
Everyone
though.
else.
We needed Lianna because there's too much ugly in this room. Way too much.
Even it out.
So we're going by the flying by the seat of our pants. That's how they say it, right?
No, I'm definitely flying.
Yeah. It's
Get
good.
to relax a little bit finally.
Let's all do this.
Whew, let's breathe together.
Yeah, we need Melissa back here
To like give us the nutrition and the
Yeah.
massages and the whole thing. It was a nice show today, though.
I'll give you a massage. Just put your feet over here.
I can't-
under
I can't-
the table.
I'm
I
so-
might
there's so
step
many
out of the
cords.
studio for a second while you guys do that.
There's too many cords. I can't make it over there.
Yeah, it's true. You owe me one. Because I just am dying to rub your feet.
Oh, there we go. Now we got all 4 camera angles. Wow.
There we are. So we're going to have some guests come in tonight. We have Mel Soul coming back because we love her. And Sonya Castillo is coming over. She's on her way, I think, as we speak, which means she probably just left the house.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have a lot of music from these 3 ladies as well.
Yeah. It's live, but not live. Mel. Welcome.
Mel just
Hello.
arrived.
Mel arrived, and it's live.
Mel arrived live on the studio.
So, do we want to explain what this premises and this show is? Because I don't know.
Yeah. I think let's talk about it. I'm the new blood, you
Yeah.
know. So
Let's break you in.
okay, perfect. So again, my name's Lianna. I play music around the Salt Lake area.
She's awesome.
Played
Lake Effect. Go
Lake
check that out.
Effect quite often, a couple times a month, but also played in a band with Mills, which has been a party.
Just about everybody in this room has been
Not me.
unfortunate to have me behind the drum kit.
I haven't played in the band with Mills,
Yeah.
but he has done drums
And
on a
let's
bunch of my
turn-
tracks.
Let's turn Mel up.
Yeah,
Hello?
say hi, Mel.
Mel.
Hi. Welcome, Mel.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
So Jed and Mills have built out this 801 and done, and I'm jumping in for this evening show. And the angle that we kind of want to explore with this one is tied into the local music scene, like we've discussed. But my interest with this is really looking at arts, activism, and community building in this sphere. So we're going to be talking lots about that and kind of the philosophy that
Mhm.
way. But that's what I'm bringing to the table.
I believe you. I totally believe you.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of, we're going to record some local musicians, present some of their songs live, do a little performance with them, interview, talk about their experiences in the music scene, and figure out how we can tie more community oriented atmosphere into this little fun show.
Yeah, and then we'll do some self-promotion because we're all musicians.
Shameless.
And what else do we say, or do we want to get right to us,
Let's we can
or do you want to bullshit some more?
let's play some music.
Well, we got-
I'm just barely mellowing out. I was just like running around with it like
You
a
should have
banshee.
seen
with my-
Jed.
yeah.
You should see if you could see below. You don't want to see too far below my waist, but there's just wires and cables everywhere, and
It's making us all a little intense.
Is
you
the
know?
radio version of the floor is lava, but you don't want to step on a
Yeah, it's like you don't want
Yeah.
to step on a cable because I just threw them all over like a madman. I don't even
And-
know what I did, just
and
barely,
Jed
but
would
it's
have a-
working. Hey, it's
he'll
all
have a
working.
fit. He'll just storm out and quit.
I'll be like, I'm done with this, and I'm taking all of this stuff with me.
That's
I would never do such a thing.
no, because it would take a lot of time.
Yeah, it would. That's the whole thing. That's one thing I don't have.
And I hope I hope you guys enjoy the evening show and tune in. It's we're just testing it out, and
Yeah, we've got a few songs that haven't been heard on the radio station yet either. So beyond just the ladies that are in the show tonight, we've got a few other tracks that we're going to play that are kind of some deep cuts and stuff that people have sent us. So that should be fun.
and Jed he's piloting that. So normally it's me. So I'm going to be
Yep,
just
so
as
it's-
surprised as you folks.
Yeah. So everyone's just going to be surprised at what I close my eyes and push play on.
Yeah, it's
It's gonna be moderate at best. right?
moderate at best.
It's gonna, yeah. So yeah, thank you,
Mid,
Mel,
it's
for
mid,
our.
Mel.
It's mid.
It's totally mid.
She's like, thank you. Good night.
Mel did her job for the evening.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can no longer.
I had to sneak that in somewhere.
You did, and I'm glad you did. I
You know.
appreciate it because, like, I almost forgot about our new tagline: "Mediocre at best."
Moderate.
Oh yeah, moderate at best. That's right.
No,
It wasn't mediocre.
We are mediocre at best, but
Yeah, that's that evolved quickly from
and
moderate.
look, we got our final.
We got
Yes, we
everybody
got to get a
here.
microphone set up, or you
Oh,
guys
boy.
can share for a minute.
We're gonna have to do something like that because
Um,
I don't know if I can stretch another cable right now.
yeah, he's gonna lose it. I don't know. Come sit with me, Sonya.
Yeah, there we go. You guys know each other.
Nobody, no. This is my area.
Domain.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
domain.
so we have to like cram in over here. All right.
I get the
I
comfy
can-
chair.
I can shove in
I'm
and
kidding.
stretch
These
the
ladies
mic, go back here, and then we can pass
I do
it.
believe. Well, we'll talk about the other mic. What do you got queued up? Who are we gonna go with?
Oh, let's
because it is ladies' night at 801 and done. Me and
it is
Jed-
ladies' night. I've actually got another Mel Soul song, so we're gonna kick off with Mel Soul's what is this one? Hard to Love.
Oh yeah. That's
Oh, cool. Which version?
It says rough. So I don't know what that
Oh,
means.
Lord, okay.
It sounded good.
Jim probably sent it in, I'm assuming.
Well, I think it was on.
Well, I don't know how it got to me. So he sent it to
I
me
don't
just
know.
barely. So maybe you sent it to him.
I think it might have been part of it. I don't. I also play drums with Mel, so it might have been.
Actually, it's
on
one of those
our set
rehearsals,
lists.
and you guys like stopped like
That's
6
cool.
times. No, it wasn't. It's not that.
I mean, have you? Is there anything out there that you wouldn't be proud to hear? I mean, it's all great.
No, it's just it might be unreleased stuff. That's all.
Well, and it's exclusive, so everybody get your
It's all
cassette
about
tapes
the
out.
marketing. This is an exclusive sneak peek.
Hard to
Sure.
love, rough one.
No,
That's what
she's
this
over
could
there
call.
going, "No, I'm going to sue your guys. I'm gonna
Yeah,
sue your
we're
asses."
taking. I don't got much to take from. So
No, no, you can have my.
I
baseball
got some
card
shoes.
Jed's like, not my cables.
Yeah.
Not my cables.
collection.
I will say it won't be officially released till at least June. I'll say that.
Oh wow,
If
nice.
it's the official.
If it's the official one,
Yeah.
well, let's listen and find out. Let's then she'll then she'll know, like once she hears it, she's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's the one that is not supposed to be played for anybody.
God damn you, Mills. All right, let's
Here
do
we
it.
go. This is Mel Soul with Hard to Love.
If you're hard to love, if you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way. No. If you're hard to love, if you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way. I want the easy one. No toxic bullshit, no playing games. I want a man that's not hard to claim. He treats his woman like he treats his life. Working smart for rewards, loving day and night. Not afraid of unevolved human beings that say nasty things, yeah, when they look at me. He's too satisfied with everything he needs. From his desire queen. Stop playing like you think you're the one. You know that this is just for fun. I know I need a better man. They want me to understand that my needs are important to listen to, and he is worthy of my attention. I won't beg for his body to warm up my soul. He'll shower me with affection. Hard to love, if you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way. No, if you're hard to love. If you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way. I want the easy one. Cause I don't need a project too heavy for my mental health. That's why I'm out here loving myself. You can find what you never had if you stay stuck. It's time to level up, but I can give you what you really want. Slow down and take time. Don't worry about me. I'll be doing fine, cause the man was meant for me. Working on his inner peace, will be able to see me from eye to eye. It's you that you think you're so tall. The hard ones will always fall. Maybe, baby, when you grow up, you'll understand why I need more. Because now that I'm 30, my patience with boys grows thinner and thinner each day. If you give me mixed signals, that's all that I need. No, walking away. If you're hard to love, if you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way. No, no, if you're hard to love, if you're hard to love, please don't come my way. Please don't come my way. I want the easy one.
First time you feel alive, a black shine in your mind. Make you see stars beyond the fire, and for the first time you feel alive, a black shine in your mind. Feel rolling thunder under my nails. 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 Back in your head, it never ends. It never ends. I'll make you see stars beyond the fire. I feel alive, black shine in my mind.
We are no. Where are we?
We are kind of back.
Hello. Why am I not? I don't hear us. Jed.
I hear me.
I hear us.
I don't hear myself. Do
Are
you guys hear me?
my conscience?
I hear you.
I don't hear myself. But that's probably a good thing.
There you are.
Yeah, I don't hear it in my headphones. I must have got unplugged somewhere, and that's okay.
It's yeah. So we're just
I'll take my headphones off.
finagling and dangling, and Mills is getting in trouble with our talent here, Miss Mel Soul,
Yeah,
because he sent a track that wasn't supposed to be released yet. So. So just this once, you get to hear an unreleased rough mix of Mel Soul's Hard to
So
Love.
hopefully you guys had your cassette tapes in and making your mixtape like I used to do. And will you play Pseudo Echo?
It'll be on Napster in about 10 minutes.
Play Pseudo Echo.
Wait a minute,
Funky
but like,
Town.
what happened to LimeWire? Are we talking about LimeWire? That one was my downloading platform of choice back
Oh
in the
yeah, I
day.
forgot about LimeWire.
LimeWire was good, and then you got the torrent streaming going on, and then they just did whatever they've done now, so nobody does it anymore.
No, I'm with you, fellas.
There's only one fella.
So, I do want to hear more about Mel's song though.
Since it's the cat's out of the bag, it's
Whatever you want to promote on that, would love to know kind of just like your story behind how you created that and your inspiration for that particular song.
Hard to Love. I have a pattern of attracting people that are hard to love, and I'm kind of sick of it. So I just decided to write a song and be like, "Hey, I'm done with doing this."
So
And,
we got to get some easy to love people.
Yes, that's exactly the point.
we got a room full of them here.
I'm
So
pretty hard
easy
to love.
What is that?
So yeah, that was the basis of that song.
And so you're playing on Sunday at the garage, right?
I am,
And that's
yeah.
gonna be just like a solo acoustic thing.
It's gonna be kind of like a randomly. I talked with a bunch of people today. It's gonna be kind of a new-ish band type.
Oh, it's
deal.
gonna be a newish band.
Yeah.
So she's gonna.
Are there other bands playing too? Or just-
Just like some people that I previously worked with, and
So who's all in this new band?
the two
Yeah.
Nates and a Jim.
The two Nates and a Jim.
Yeah.
the
Is
That
that
could
what
be
the
a
band's
band
called?
name.
Two Nates and a Jim.
We talked about that. It's like, let's try maybe
Snap
a
into a Slim Jim.
Yeah. Yeah. basically.
Oh man.
The first
We're-
time I ever heard Mel play, the one, like, she's a phenomenal artist, but I really remember your cover of the Britney Spears song.
Which one?
Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Yep.
She slays that one.
Thank
And
you.
I got it right
appreciate
here.
it.
Cue it up. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, another unreleased
They're unreleased.
It's on the-
stolen
It's on the
track
new record.
from Mills. See,
Melty.
so this is what the whole plan was with this show. Is like Mills gonna start playing drums with all these artists, and then we're gonna steal their songs before they're released.
Yeah, that's my
Pretty much.
plan.
You heard it here first on 801 and done.
Thanks, Jed.
Huh? What? What did I
That
do?
was my whole plan. You ruined it. And
Yeah, that's right. You're not supposed to tell the
no,
enemy
I
your
played
plans.
with all three of these ladies too. Now I just lost 3 gigs. 3 gigs, Jed.
Well, you got a gig.
You're
You
finished
always
in this
you
town,
always
Mills.
have a
Yeah.
gig with me, sir.
Oh, God, I just made it worse.
I'm calling in sick because I'm on the radio.
Calling in late.
Calling in lame on the bridge.
No, he already did that to me one day, and that was actually the first show. So if you were here last Thursday, me and Lianna got to have like, what are we doing today? Because Mills,
Yeah, I threw you guys a hot potato.
that potato was.
How did it go? I listened to a little bit, but I had too much.
I thought we did a good job.
I thought we crushed
That's
it.
not
Yeah.
what I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean, I did.
Sonya was listening to it. The
I
whole
did get
time,
called-
just shaking her head.
I
Getting
did get-
contradictory feedback here.
Well, that's always gonna happen. There'll
They're
always
just
be
being
haters.
nice.
Just don't make the hater be yourself.
Oh,
Oh.
what?
Don't be a hater, Mills.
I did
I-
get called to the
I
principal's
don't.
office
I
over
just
that.
hate that they did the show without me.
Well, I hated it too. I was like, "Where's
No,
Mills?"
You guys miss me though.
Mills has
You
the
didn't, 'cause
worst
you're just-
trouble with cars of anybody I think I've met in my life.
God. what did John Lyman say? He's like, I need to find out who your insurance company is and invest in them.
Yeah, but that's backwards
bad. Yeah,
because
'cause,
like
I'm
you're
costing them
taking money,
money,
you're
right?
costing them money, so they're not profiting.
So this is not a financial advice show, apparently, is what we're saying.
Financial advice
No.
today on
if I give
801 and
any-
done stock tips.
here's a disclaimer:
Invest
if I
in.
give any kind of advice whatsoever, don't listen.
And it's all, what is it? The Wells Fargo Tower?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, we're at the top. Actually,
Sitting on a pile of gold.
but I do
actually,
advise you-
801 and done at night is done in the basement of the Wells Fargo building.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't
Alright.
we don't have the keys
They-
to the
they-
elevator.
They close it down and
No, we're just Scrooge McDucking it, diving into the piles of gold and all that.
Diving into the piles of something.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
You
of
remember
course I remember that.
Okay.
I actually watched the thing where they mashed up Queens of the Stone Age with DuckTales.
oh yeah, that was good. I
Yeah.
saw that thing.
Man.
Hey, we're gonna
scraping the barrel.
the next thing we're gonna do. So the next drum video I make for you is gonna
Carly
be
Rae
duck.
Jepsen.
No, it's gonna be DuckTales.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do
Woo.
that. Nobody will care.
We'll get
and
out
watch it.
Tailspin. You know,
Yeah.
Face like
Dark-
a hurricane.
Darkwing Duck, dude.
Duckville.
Race cars.
Living in
something,
Duck
airplanes.
Plains.
It's
Let's get Disney to sue us. Hooray.
that would be awesome if we all knew it.
See, that's how she's getting us back for stealing her songs.
She's setting it up for the fall.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna get these guys out. the
Yep.
air.
I just got
It's
texted.
ladies' night, damn it.
Yeah,
if
it
we,
is.
if we ever get fired, we're just gonna play the DuckTales theme.
I
song
mean, have you
over
seen my
and
hair? I've
over,
already
lock
been
the
fired.
door. What?
You're just gonna rickroll every listener.
Yeah, but DuckTales,
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
See, we got to cover that, dude, and we'll just change the
No, yeah.
words, and we'll like slightly change the chord progression.
Then
We'll
it
just
would
make
be
it
a
ours.
Queens of the Stone Age
So
song.
make
No.
it like a creepier version.
Yeah, we'll make it
like-
creepy. Like get
like-
some organ on there. Living in
No, just change the
Duckburg.
words.
The
Wow,
Tim
we went-
Burton version.
Session version.
The Jethro,
Couch
the red,
DuckTales.
yeah, the red Yeti Jed Couch version.
This is a real long name.
Uh,
It'll be shortened to an acronym eventually.
Oh
Uh,
God. Okay.
yeah, what could we do?
Red Couch, RC
I'm trying to make it say
T F
say
Y.
something dirty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
WTF for short.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
W. So and it's like codes, but W means red.
I can't believe John's letting us do this shit. You kidding me? He even gave me the keys. It's like, oh wow. I wonder what he's doing. He's doing this.
His mom's probably laughing. That's the measure, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're
We
like-
made
if we make
Mateo's
somebody's-
wife laugh today too.
Yeah. So see, we're
With
making.
us, I'm sure.
We're on ladies' night, and we've made some ladies laugh today.
Yeah.
And they're laughing, so it's
But
got to
are
be a
we
good show.
laughing with you? or
No, you're
laughing
you're
at us?
laughing at us
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. But I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'll take laughs however they come.
Any
you know?
attention is good attention. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't like attention.
No,
But
I like
I
attention.
I like publicity, but no, I
Give me all the
do.
attention.
Kid me, I love attention.
yeah, he does love attention.
But attention back on the ladies.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jed, you and I just need to shut up. We talked all day.
Goodness.
I'm gonna pull a Kramer and go all silent now for the rest of the show.
We could
We got
probably
3
nod
hours now,
off.
ladies.
Now
Yeah,
he's the silent
Have at
yeti.
Now he's gonna use
No.
sign language.
I still think you should come over here, Sonya, and get on this mic. But
It's gonna bug him until you.
yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna bug all of us. See, he made me bring a mic just for the last straggler.
But we're
And then I like maxed out all the channels and was stressed out and like ripping my hair out of my head. And
you
So
can't
he's now
have
the
two
bald
channels
Yeti.
in one of these. You can't have a mic and a XLR in one. Can
that would not go well.
I've done.
I'm
before,
pretty
but
confident that it wouldn't
um,
go well. I just don't
I
want to.
would,
I don't want to find
let
out.
me- Folks, I'll be. You guys go ahead and talk amongst yourselves.
Talk.
All right. So now, well, why don't we can play a couple more songs while we try to figure out the 801 and done at night.
that would be the professional thing to do.
Yeah, I think that would be a lot more professional. But we were trying to be professional, and then we ended up playing like stolen songs. So
Ugh, Jesus.
we got to be real careful here.
Vagabonds and thieves.
Disney.
But well, actually, yeah, Mills walked away from the thing. So can I really play anything?
He's just reminding you that he's in charge, which was like a really subtle power play right
It
there.
was, you know.
Damn. Ruthless,
I
Mills.
mean,
You guys can't do this without me.
Ruthless.
I'm not trying to take power here.
Y'all trying to steal my job.
This isn't a coup.
Y'all trying to steal my job that doesn't pay. And
All right.
are we gonna play
I'll
some
try
music?
to steal
Yeah,
his
yeah.
internship.
Yeah, let's.
It's not even that.
We're gonna play some more music. You're gonna have
Yeah.
to tell me what this song is, though, Mills. It's "Apartment in California." You don't need to look. I can just tell you.
We've already played the Dirty Birds. I just said that.
Oh, that was Dirty Birds. Okay.
That's
What
Dirty
about
Birds.
Last Draft Rotting Finger? What is that?
This is Sonya.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
talk about it.
Yay.
Let's listen to it and then you. Can
Is this
talk about it.
another stolen song?
Yes. Yes.
Like, did you
Sonia, blink
Come on, you
twice
gotta keep it
if you're under duress.
No.
I've got to ask that now. Every time Mills is like, "Let's play something," I'm gonna be like, "Is it stolen?"
That's the thing. I have so much shit on files. I don't know. I don't know what's been put out.
That, yeah.
I could piss a lot of people off. More than
But-
you know.
Without further ado,
Well, here's.
we're gonna listen to Sonia.
Yeah, let's listen to Sonia. And this isn't one of the tracks we recorded. This is one of her previous releases.
This is Sweet Guthrie.
Sweet Guthrie is the band. Sweet Guthrie, and the song is "Last Draft Rotting Finger." Right?
Tornado one and done.
How did you come up with that name, by the way?
That's an amazing name.
All right. So here we go. Enjoy. 801 and done.
Late lying with you, stayed missing the time, while nothing was true, lay still paralyzed. You look weary but happy, you looked into my eyes, children yelling at you, I looked down in surprise. Stuck in a room and feeling like a fool. And then I'm faking in an interview. Flashback and trying to get up and move. The fingers falling off. You didn't tell me not till after we had tossed the past aside. Hit the floor with something that you couldn't hide. Then I'm back, paralysis, but still alive. I got the job, but hey, I never meant to stay. Nurse house call but failing, no cure for your ailing, situation of losing. And then I'm on the street, I'm driving timing sleep. I guess I'll ask a friend for good advice. Pick apart this message coming while I lie, stuck in bed, unable to get up or try. I think I'm falling while my heart is pounding now. I get a break to wake and come alive. And I said it's nothing if I don't survive. Mind's awake,
All right. So
All
that
right.
was Sonya with Sweet Guthrie. Sonya.
Last draft, rotting finger. I mean, we gotta.
Is that the official title?
No,
Okay.
this is another bootleg.
Oh, God damn it.
Mills?
We're going to
is
start calling it the
stealing
Moonshine
songs,
Edition.
stealing songs and naming them. So this is a.
We're
So
moonlighting
is this a Mills creation? Last draft, rotting finger,
No,
or is the song just called Rotting Finger and that's the last draft
that
of
was
it?
the last draft. That was the last draft.
So-
Well, the last draft. Well, yeah, I guess that's the final, right?
that's the final.
So why wouldn't they call it the final? That's the.
You're talking to the person who.
I know. I'm asking.
Sonya, tell us a little bit about your journey as a musician. I guess we had Sweet Guthrie, but you're in lots of other projects. Kind of
Yeah.
give us a little Sonya primer.
Well, that song was, Sweet Guthrie, and gosh, man, I think I'm trying to remember when we formed. I think 2018, 2019, and we were just kind of, making a lot of music and doing real good stuff, and then COVID happened.
Yep.
And that kind of really slowed things down.
Yeah, I think it's changed everyone's lives, right?
Yeah. It's changed life for sure. Like things are just different. But so things slowed down after that. It was funny, you mentioned it earlier, that the garage show, the night that they closed, our bands played that night.
Oh man.
And I even called.
Hey, was that
earlier
when was
day.
that was that like when you guys met?
No. We met in middle school.
Because he was telling me what you guys have been together like 6 years or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean
we've
that
known each other
the
for-
timelines are matching up a little bit,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you formed Sweet Guthrie in like 2018, 2019-ish.
Yeah. And we were doing the thing, but that song was one of our singles that we were going to put out, and then COVID happened and all that,
And so it stayed in final draft stage for.
Yeah.
And then we were still trying to, after things kind of mellowed out, people started to get out again, and we were doing shows and stuff again. We decided, well, let's put out an album, and that didn't happen either. So, but we're working on that.
We're
right
working
now.
on
We're
that.
actually
Is that what
working
we
on
kind
it.
of did with
No,
we produced your
that's
song,
our
or that was
song
just
and
like
stuff.
some magic we decided to make happen?
Yeah, that's just Jed Red Couch.
Jed magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what was your first project that you ever did? Like how long has music been a part of, your life kind of a thing?
I do the Rio Bravo Los Conjuntos Castillos.
Wow.
That's my family band. My dad's been doing that for like 30 plus years. So like 3 generations of family. And we'll be doing Living Traditions here coming up. We don't have the exact date yet, but we'll
Very
be doing
cool.
that. But that's where
That's where it all started.
No, you're still in the band if you want to be in the congas. So that's been part of my musical life for a while.
Okay.
How
For you.
did you guys meet? How did Sweet Guthrie get together? It's kinda-
Honestly, like I just decided I need to get out there and fall on my face and do. I was doing some like I was on a app called the Meetups.
It's the dating app?
No, yeah. Anyway, I was on the musical section of that, and
That's hookups.
Ryan's getting jealous.
I find
So just like jams, kind of,
that's
but like more like mellow. Oh my gosh, why can't I? I'm nervous. What are they called?
Somebody's listening.
I'm listening intently.
They're
like just the meetups where you go
Right,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
meet other musicians,
mic
and
down.
some of them are at coffee shops and open mics.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. And that's where I met most of the members.
Very
Honestly.
cool.
Yeah. So that's a good place. Like if you're wanting to get your musical thing going, that's where a lot of people, I think, start.
Honestly,
Where at again? One more time.
Open mics.
Oh, open mics. Okay.
Not hookups.
Yeah, I was like at meetups, at like.
There was an app called Meetup. I think that's what it was called.
It is. It was.
Yeah,
I got your
yeah.
back.
Is this app
Thank
gone
you.
now?
No, it's still
Not
around.
Grinder. It's Meetup.
Grinding.
I think we're the wrong gender for that one.
The wrong sexuality.
This is ladies'
I don't
night.
know.
Ladies Night on Grinder.com.
I'm sure you will.
Surprise.
Mills is like, I know that app.
I know it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, welcome to 801 and Done at night.
And we're not FCC regulated, so we talk whatever the hell we want. Oh, you can't hear me. That's good.
Yeah, we can hear you kind of faintly. So bear with us if you're listening and can't really hear Mills. We
Did that on purpose.
yeah.
We had to silence one man.
Timing. That's why she's a musician.
We only have 4 mics and 5 people, so we're trying to make it work as best we can with the
All right.
It's a quitter.
It's because he dropped the desk. Remember, John was telling us the story how like he just was like sitting here and the whole desk collapsed, like all the mics went everywhere.
There we go. That's good.
So that song, Rotting Finger.
That's what it's called, right? Rotting
What
finger.
is a rotting
What's
finger?
what was your role with that? Did you help write it? Did you write it exclusively? Talk to us about that one.
That was a song that I had a dream about.
Oh, nice.
So, rotting finger. I'm just
Me
you
too,
know,
just can't get over it.
I'm gonna be thinking about it for a long time. Like I've never. I love words and I love writing words and I love reading words, but I don't think rotting finger is ever a thing that I've seen next to each other. I do.
Look it up on Urban Dictionary, Jed.
I speak fluent, Jen.
So I had this, it was just one of those weird dreams where everything's in pieces, but in part of the dream, my ex was talking to me, and I looked down at his hands and his finger, like it had like gangrene or
Was it this finger? Was it the like
The
marriage,
wedding?
the wedding ring finger?
Wedding finger, that's
That's kind of what I had in mind. I was like,
I-
oh, maybe
I
it's like
really
a, you know.
can't remember. I just
Oh.
know that it was really rotting, and
What do you think
and
it
I have no idea, but that was part of it. And then
I like to analyze
you know, I
dreams.
could-
That's why I was like,
you know those dreams where you feel like you're falling and you can't wake up and your heart's beating really fast. And,
you remember you wake up and your cat's sitting on your chest? Yeah, I've had plenty of this.
An actual cat.
and then I'm gonna give a shout out to my girl that's listening, because I do mention her in the song as well. And her name's Anna, and that's my girl. And she was lying next to me, and it was just a weird part of the dream where I look over at her and she was just there, just supporting me in some way. And she just said something like, it doesn't matter if you don't survive. So that's a
Yeah,
line in the
it's
song.
like when I finally get
that
my
was in
new
the
song
dream.
written
That was in
about
the
calling in sick and going on the radio,
There you go.
definitely gonna shout you out. And then when I tell people I'm mediocre at best, I mean, Mel Soul.
What would you do without me? Jed?
You guys need to
Not a
start
lot.
charging Jet for these, catchphrases.
Just
Oh,
kidding.
yeah.
Oh, I'm just all ears waiting for
Anything
him.
I say that you like, Jed, patent pending. All right, I'll just pre-say it.
Trademark done and approved already.
Wow.
So that's the story behind that song.
Okay. Very cool.
Awesome. So, well, where are you headed? Now in the next little bit with your music.
My vision for Sonya music is just to play with as many artists and just help each other out, like figure out a way to
I mean, kind of like how we
Yeah.
came and started
Yeah,
just collaborating on a tune, and I'd never worked with you before. and-
Yeah.
Me and Jed.
oh darn it. Well, shit.
Well, shit.
No, I was very pleasantly surprised because I saw you at the Spirit Machines gig.
Mhm.
That was Banjo.
That
Oh, was that the one with Banjo Steve?
Yeah, it's Banjo Steve.
Well, it was
Okay,
Spirit
but-
Machines for me. I was there
I
for Spirit
remember-
Machines.
I know.
I mean, it was a party. The
Yeah,
whole,
it was. It was a
night
lot of fun.
pretty Awesome.
They need to double book shows more often because that crowd was really good.
That crowd was- Yeah, no, it was a party for sure. Like there's been a handful of times that I've been there where there was like that big of a crowd and it was really bumping and it was great. But I didn't know that you were very musical, Jed. And when
I didn't know either.
and then, Mills was, kept telling me you should just come over, you should just come over.
It took me a while to convince him to come over too.
I was just busy.
He was like, "No, you got to come down to the garage thing." I'm like, "No, dude, you just come to my house." Yeah, you were like, "Come to this freezing cold garage and play piano," and I was like, "No." Come to my warm house and sit next to my very hot heater and play drums.
Yeah. Very hot.
You need to stoke up that fireplace here. That's pretty cool.
I do. I was just showing him a picture a little bit ago of where I came from, how my house used to be like when I was engaged to be married, and we had it all decorated up, and there was like a nice, beautiful fire, and we were holding the cats all beautifully.
All domestic, like.
Yeah, I was very domestic at that
Yeah.
time. I became feral late in life.
Late bloomer.
Yeah.
Cool. What
Right.
other excited to hear some of your other songs popping up here tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's we have one that the three of us all kind of worked on. That was,
We weren't supposed to play that, Jed. I'm just kidding.
whatever, dude. It's in my control.
I think since we didn't know with Sonya,
It's
time to
Lianna's
pick on
turn.
Lianna.
Yeah.
It's Lianna's turn.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we'll play a Lianna song. I recorded a couple songs, but I'd never sent them to her for approval.
I'm
So-
trusting you on blind faith right now.
So I was like, I realized that just barely. I was like, I forgot to mix down Lianna's songs. I got to do that right now. It was one of the things. I
Now
did.
we're asking for permission. Okay. I get it. I get it. It's fine.
Jed just like dubbed them to be a techno remix.
Yeah,
You're what the-
I added we brought DJ Smooth over and just like he started scratching some stuff down. So anyway, we'll listen to a couple songs. I don't know the name. See, that's where I really screwed up on the Leon. I was like, she's a host. She doesn't need to,
I
Um,
can give my own name.
Yeah, see, you can give the own name. So we'll listen to this first song and then she'll tell us about it. So here's one of the tracks, and this will be the first one we're playing tonight that we recorded at my little red couch studios long acronym
WTF.
WTF are we doing thing. So here we go, 801 and done.
All right.
Don't know where I'm going, but I know where I've been. So won't you come follow down this road of sin? The road is so easy and dark as the night. Don't try to deny it, just turn out the light. Oh, I know what it's like to be empty. Oh, I know what it's like to be worn. Oh, I know what it's like to be useless. Oh, I know what it's like to be torn. tried to be perfect, had tried to play nice, but I am so tired of fighting the fight. 'Cause who am I fighting? And what is it for? I've opened the floodgates and thrown wide the door. Oh, I know what it's like to be empty. Oh, I know what it's like to be warm. Oh, I know what it's like to be useless. Oh, I know what it's like to be torn. Don't know where I'm going, but I know where I've been. So won't you come follow down this road of sin?
It's been so long, baby. My love knows no bounds. I've given up and turned back around. The sun don't hide the clouds hide the sun, and bring down the rain that wash reflection away. But it's the heart of a woman, the heart of a woman, the heart of a woman. It got me stuck, it most certainly does. Oh. You can be so mean, and I can be so cold. Let's not meander over that, mama. Let's go out for a stroll. The ocean, when it rolls, lets us know it's real. It feels so insignificant when you know it's true. The heart of a woman, the heart of a woman, the heart of a woman, it's got me stuck. It most certainly does. Woo! Oh. Let's take a journey, Mom. Go by the sea. Lose our control. Let the water cover me. The ocean, when it rolls, lets us know it's real. And you feel so insignificant when you know it's true. The heart of a woman,
The heart of a woman, the heart of a woman, it comes first. It most certainly does. Thank you.
Everything in my yesterday is your today. All of tomorrow blew right by. It's funny how time flies. Now let me step down to being me and pretending you know me. When you cry, you're broken and can't hold up the sun in your sky. I think the man I thought was real, the man I thought was king, should lay down his majesty to die. Why all the guilt on your head? Was it something I said? It's hard to feel like a human being when your conscience is dead. Now listen to what you say to me. I feel like I'm extreme. From a whisper to a scream. Don't talk to make yourself feel clean. Everything in my yesterday is your today. All of tomorrow blew right by. It's funny how time flies.
Not to understand the gap that widens every hour. You are my worst nightmare. My heart is quitting you because you think I'm a part of you. Dear old dad, I don't even like you. It's something different. It's my duty, which I will bring you from you. How can I love what I hate? How do you hate what is you? Forget me, please. Dear old dad. Dear old dad.
All right. Well, Mills disappeared, so we had to play a couple extra songs. So we did
Man.
hear Lianna's tune, and then which we'll talk about here in a moment. And then we listened to a Rick Gerber tune that I recorded in my garage like 16 years ago. And then I don't know what that the last Trash Panda
That
song was.
last song was Lumberjack, and I can't believe you played it. I hope Andy is listening. He probably isn't, but But Andy Patterson, he was the drummer on that, and I'm sure he was really proud of it and happy that we played.
Well,
it.
hey, it's nice to see where you come from.
Well, that's where he came from. But Andy Patterson's going to be on the show on Tuesday. Andy Patterson's recorded, I think he's like over 250 bands in this town, and I got 20 records with him. That's good. Sonya's got some of them.
Yeah,
You've got some music with. We all do.
I don't.
Neither do
You, I don't know.
I don't count though. I'm not a real musician. I'm like a photographer that's pretending.
I'm a drummer. I'm not a real musician. No. What are we going to
I'm
put
a real
Lianna in the
musician.
hot seat now?
Yeah, so now we're gonna talk to Lianna about that track. First, what was the name of that song we listened to?
That one's called Road of Sin.
Road of Sin. And so, where were you at when you were writing that one?
Yeah. So our first impromptu show that we did last week and talked briefly kind of about like my artist journey, and a lot of that stepping into my artist self has been deconstructing the things that I thought I was supposed to be. A lot of which was tied to like this construct of right versus wrong and like sin, and it's just kind of like that grappling with this recognition of like who set these rules and why am I following them, and what am I even like fighting this battle for,
Jesus. That's who said that.
I mean, Jesus.
Jesus
I'm sorry.
Cristo. I don't know.
God, we're delirious.
Hey, I've been here all day. Come on. I'm only eating Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts and coffee. Next hour, Jed will be giving nutrition advice.
So if you want to do radio shows, the best way to get into shape for them is eat Pop-Tarts, gummy worms, cigarettes, lots of those, coffee.
You give me a dirty look when you said that. Okay.
You eat your own hair pretty often, like it gets in my face and like
That's how you get your fiber, though.
There's probably a lot of nutrition in your hair.
it's meaty,
Oh,
It is red.
I don't even know.
Road of
It is
Sin. I
red.
think that was
It's ginger, you put a little hair on my sushi or a little bit of my hair on your sushi.
a little sushi in your hair.
gross, guys.
All right. This is what
Yeah.
we do. This is what we do. Get used to it, Lianna. You are now part of the crew.
I am.
Look at the
I
look of
did.
regret on her face.
She's like, I chose the wrong show.
She's just.
Life is a series of choices, they say, and
This
And we
is
gave
the
you no-
worst one
here
I've
I
ever
am
made.
sitting in this seat now.
I think Road of Sin was the first song I ever played with you. I believe.
Yeah. So when we met, we were talking about, I was looking to form a band,
Mhm.
and I showed you that original, I think is
Yeah.
probably the first one ever. Yeah.
And it reminded me of a Dirty Bird song. And I'm like, I love this.
Thank you.
That was great.
You guys were practicing in my basement.
Yep.
You guys were like, so I'd hear that song with your other bandmate
Mm-hmm.
and the harmonies. And I was always like, I would stand in my living room where I could hear you guys the most.
And just
I
harmonize
wait
by
for that
yourself.
song,
Stand at the
'cause
top
it's
of the
such-
stairs.
Thank you.
No, it's a gorgeous song.
Thank you.
It is. It did bring it. I mean, both of your songs. I mean, and yours, the one you did
made me
acoustic
cry.
that you were like, I don't even like my voice. I mean, the next day I listened to it and I was like, oh, this make me sniffle.
Oh, Jed. I hope
I
can
did.
see you
I
cry
told him
someday.
about it. I was like, dude, Sonia's
felt-
song made me cry today.
Well, Mel's song made me cry, so he felt comfortable to
Bunch
tell
of
me.
crybabies.
We're a bunch of softies.
This is the power of music.
It makes grown men cry.
Also, the power of women.
And the power
Yeah,
of
it's
women.
really just the
women
power
know
of
how to
women.
make men cry.
Yeah,
That's
oh, yeah.
true.
They
That's
do.
true.
Yep.
All of my tears have come from women. That's 100% true. I think like all but maybe one tear. Oh no, there's been a few. I've cried some
Sony
for my
makes me
brother.
cry at least twice before noon.
He
She's
was
like, hydrate up, Mills.
I mean, you should have saw him when we walked into the show today. He was just like, Sonya.
Oh God, I was so tired. Well,
And then they brought us Feldman's Deli or whatever, and man,
Melissa Peterson brought us.
Melissa's great.
Oh, she is awesome.
that was a great show today.
It was. She had a lot of really good.
Good information.
Good
Which
information.
to touch on some of that, I don't know if everyone listened to the show today, but what kind of advice do you ladies have for people that are kind of starting out and don't have as much experience in terms of how do you get your foot in the door, and how do you I mean, we were talking about open mics earlier. You mentioned that, but how did you get started? Was it like open mics? And
Yeah. Open mics are super helpful. Honestly, for me, it was just kind of like throwing myself out there. I remember back in college, like I've always loved singing. It's been a part of my life, like my whole life as well. And I wanted to perform, but at this point I was living down in Provo, and I
yeah, they don't allow singing unless you're doing tabernacle singing in Provo.
Yeah, true. No, I remember reaching out to like Gurus, the spot in town that like had some live performers, and I was like too nervous. I kept bumping the show, and so like I just didn't wind up playing there. But then when I moved up here to Salt Lake a few years later, I was sitting in Lake Effect one day, and I was like, yeah, I want to do it now.
And they made you like a permanent fixture,
and shot an email out, and it's worked out for the last few years.
Nice.
And so I think it's just putting yourself out there and being willing
and overcoming fear is essentially that's the major thing. And then that's what a lot of people don't understand. I mean, I come from the perspective of music that I wasn't a musician until I was 40. And so I've come from the perspective of observing musicians, most of my life. And you kind of you're like, how do they do it? They have no fear. It's so crazy. But then when you get into it, you realize that there's a ton of fear that you have to overcome before you get on a stage.
Mel, I mean, when you get up, you're just boom, like you
she's so nonchalant about it.
I
She's
know.
just like, what up, I'm Mel.
But was there ever a time when you were just terrified to go up on stage? And I don't know.
Yeah, I get terrified every time, actually.
That's
and that is a positive sign for me, because if I'm nervous, that means I'm going to pay attention to the show.
If you stop getting nervous.
If you stop getting nervous, then you kind of just like zone out and you're like, wait, what did I do?
Then the show is going to go in the crapper, unfortunately, if I am not on it. If I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna be fine, and then I get up and like, wow, I am not fine.
Well, this begs the question. Now I want to hear, like, what is your most, because what everyone really is afraid of is getting on stage and completely bombing. So what's a story where something like that kind of happened to you?
Are you talking to me? Or who are we talking to? Yeah. Okay, I'll answer.
Yeah, let's start with Mel, but I want to hear all three of you.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start. So my first open mic, one of them was at Velour in Provo, and
I love that venue.
Right, it's fun.
I love their lights. It's just like so beautiful. I love to film that. Anyway,
and I got up there, and I guess like I was just like situated on the seat wrong while I was playing my guitar. I've never played my guitar or sang in front of anybody at that point in time. I think it was like 2011 or something like that, and I sat there, and then I had this like cramp in my stomach, and it just started like killing me. And I was like, oh, this is bad. So I stand up and pretty much ruined my entire performance. And I was like, well, that definitely could have gone better, but it was a step in the door. So this one guy was just kind of like, hey, like, good job, like putting yourself out there, like keep going. And I feel like if that guy wasn't positive, I wouldn't be.
Yeah, you'd be like, I'm done with music forever. Yeah. That was the worst.
That was the worst thing in the world.
We want to thank that guy.
Pretty much.
If you're out there and you're listening, thank you.
Random guy at Velour in 2011
You're one of the four.
that gave Mel some little bit of encouragement to
Not
keep going.
all superheroes wear capes.
Well, I mean, that also begs the question.
IG.
You really don't know as a person what influence you can have. So it's like touching on what we were talking about today. Don't be a dick. That's an example of like, he could have been a dick and ruined, like, I mean, we would never got to hear the bootlegged copy of this song.
Is he a random guy, like somebody at the show?
I think he was somebody that has done music for a little bit in the scene. So I think he was just recognizing like the very beginning of like where I was at. And was really encouraging.
Well, and actually this whole story kind of becomes poetic with all of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, sometimes failing is a good thing, and you're gonna fail at some point. So you might as well just get it out of the way.
Things.
Well, all right. How about you? Let's hear
Is this our
like embarrassing story on stage, or something that was really rough that you just
Mine was also at Velour, actually, at an open mic. It was I'm a vocalist first and a guitarist just so that I can perform places. So this was way early on. And I was not very confident with my guitar playing, and I was not aware of how like the plugins work. So it was this whole thing of like trying to plug in, but like not getting the thumbs up before I unplugged, and just like blowing everybody's ears out and like getting the dirtiest look from the person working the
a sound guy
soundboard.
will like give you the dirtiest look. For
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
it was rough.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, and so I was like melting in my stool on the stage, but it was fine. It was fine. It was fine.
It's fine. You made it.
Well, how about you, Sonia? Like, what's your most embarrassing moment in music?
I've had quite a few.
On stage, not like the
Yeah. No, something that sticks out, and I don't know if it was embarrassing so much as it went on for too long. And we used to do something called the vaudeville avant-garde, and it was just like a variety show. And so they were like, okay, you got a solo, and I even had like this jazz band backing me up, and
so it's like your first solo is what?
Well, it was just me, just kind of naked by myself, and it was burlesque, so I wasn't totally naked.
So you're like pretty naked,
like, putting these layers, just stripping these layers down and trying to sing this song and trying to be in sync with the band, and I could just see people like yawning, and I'm like, it was just like. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So, but I mean, I learned like, okay, if I ever did that again, which, I think I did a routine like that again, but
nobody yawned this.
Nobody yawned, it was actually good. And I remembered like, you're not a burlesque dancer, you're a singer, so focus on that
first instead of
less trying to dazzle people
with taking off
bullshit.
Taking off some shit.
I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned the more I perform is just like lean into what your strengths are. Like don't try and like replicate somebody else's act. It's just like find your groove,
Yeah.
Totally.
Unless your groove is like really shallow or something,
But that's how you make it deeper.
You got to keep
that groove, man.
You got to keep working at it.
Just
keep kicking it in.
What was your most embarrassing moment on stage, Jeff?
My most embarrassing moment? Well, I actually do have a funny story of that. So the first time I ever played music is the most random thing ever. I was on, so I had this nonprofit and I went on tour with the Desert Rocks guys. We were doing the Human Rights Awareness Tour. So we were touring around the country and doing like a week-long festival. And we broke down in Kearney, Nebraska. And we were stuck there for a month. The whole town was convinced that we were like a rock band. And what was his name? Guitar Dave. And he was like a combination of Jack Black and Robin Williams. And he's like, you guys are playing. And we're like, we're not playing. So I ended up playing percussion in this little whatever band. And at this point, I had really never played in any music. And so I kind of just got forced into it. Was like I had a djembe as a kick drum, and I couldn't stay on time to save my life. Nobody yawned though, so
Ouch! You're gonna take that from him, Sonia? God damn!
Well, no, it's just that.
But how many heart attacks were there?
Oh, I had like a major one because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm wearing this giant cowboy hat and like my shirt's unbuttoned. And what am I like? It was weird.
Oh, you did a Thunder Down Under show.
Yeah, it was weird. And so it was, and with this guitar Dave guy, and he's just up there like, I'm gonna put you in my freezer. Like it was weird.
I'm going to put you in my freezer.
Did you just get a turn into like a Criminal Minds episode?
This is what he said. If we did not play this show with him, he was gonna put us in his freezer in Kearney, Nebraska. So it like sounds like the beginning of some kind of. I mean, there's corn everywhere. We were like, all right, we're playing this thing.
I have a feeling Kearney, Nebraska was just mentioned on the radio for the first time tonight.
No, they actually
new drinking game.
Let's all take a trip to Kearney, Nebraska, so I can show you how wonderful that.
Oh, I thought you were going to take a mental trip.
No. I'm
Let's all
saying.
close our eyes.
Let me paint a picture for you. Actually, it was like, the first few days we were there, it was really kind of bizarre. But then, I mean, the people were really nice and really welcoming, and they really came together to help us like get our bus fixed, and they took care of us and put us up. We were completely broke at that point. They actually paid us a decent sum for that little whatever that show was we did. And we did actually, it wasn't me like doing lead drums, we had like a real drummer, and I was just kind of like tinkling things. But I don't know if I've ever felt more nervous on a stage. So, but I don't go on the stage a lot. I'm working on
booed?
it. Oh, I've been booed.
Tell us about the time you got booed off stage.
It's been. We already spent
Or should
too much
we
time.
hear a song or two, and then we'll hear about the time Mills got booed?
Sure, if we feel like it.
Yeah, let's do another song now that we talked about embarrassing times on the stage.
We should talk about the Zephyr Club. That was a big deal.
The Zephyr
wasn't it?
was a big deal. I mean, just about everybody mentions it.
Everybody just gets a tear in their eye.
Where's the Zephyr?
I wish I was there. I was probably too young.
Never had to experience it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never experienced the Zephyr either, but my brother was there all the time. So it's kind of, it was a very important place to my brother.
Anybody you talk to that's been or played the Zephyr, it's that place is just special.
Well, so now,
What
so we got another tune. Let's, should we do, let's see. So we did Lianna.
Let's circle back around to a Mel.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just
let's
keep
do,
going in
let's
the-
do
in
one of
order.
let's do one of the Mel songs that we recorded on the red couch.
Which one is this?
This one is Hear Your Prayer.
Cool.
Yeah, this is the one that I cried. That's the one.
Yeah.
I think you cried for both, but it's fine.
So Mel Soul, Hear Your Prayer, recorded at Jed's Red Couch Studios.com.
801 and done.
801 and done.
Let's do this one for sure. We live in a world heavy in pain. I feel in my chest all the tears. Reaching out is so simple to do. We're too self-absorbed to let go. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear you pray so I can heal with you. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear you pray so I can heal with you. So I can heal with you. So I can heal with you. And this is your moment to calm the storms of fear. Know that your voice is needed. 'Cause we can't swim in the sea of confusion. We need some grace to calm our minds. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear you pray so I can heal with you. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear you pray so I can heal with you. 'Cause I need healing. like you need healing. 'Cause I need healing. Like you need healing too. 'Cause I need healing. Like you need healing. 'Cause I need healing. Like you need healing too. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear you pray so I can heal with you. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear you pray. I wanna hear your prayer so I can heal with you. Oh, so I can heal with you. So I can heal with you.
So that was "Hear Your Prayer" from Mel Soul, recorded a couple weeks ago on the red couch at my house. And thank you. It had us all in tears. I mean,
It had just Jed. I didn't cry.
You're
I'm not crying.
welcome.
You're crying.
It's okay.
I
So
know.
Mel, when did you write that one?
So it was like post 2020. This artist that I look up to a lot, his name is Mikey Polker. He is Jewish, and he has like this community in California where he brings in these people for conferences, and they have like these weekly prayers, and he brings in these people that do these special prayers. And I was like, well, I never write a song about hearing your prayer, just because I don't know, some people are a little shy about like actually praying or like putting some kind of energy into like spirituality, and just kind of wanted to release that
your
that fear.
spiritual energy. Yeah.
yeah, and that's fun. So yeah,
Very beautiful.
thanks, appreciate it.
What's your
boy.
songwriting process? Do you have one, or I mean, for everybody it's a little different. Just kind of curious about what yours looks like.
It is.
She writes it, I steal it.
Right.
She goes to Mills and asks for approval.
Oh hell no, not on ladies' night.
There ain't no woman that ever asked me for their approval. Hold on.
I think it'd be easier to ask me like how I wrote certain songs compared to like my writing style, just because when I first wrote my very first song, it took me a year to write, and once I wrote my first song, it was like a door that opened in my brain. So what usually happens is I'll have like a melody or like a song idea in my head. It just really depends on what comes first, whether like the melody or the lyrics, and I'll put it down in like my phone notes and like come back to the ones. So I have like a million songs that go on in my head all at the same time, and it's just
listen
kind
to
of
that radio station, man.
it's just kind of like the ones that I cannot stop thinking about. I know those are the ones that need to be written like soon. So that's usually how my process is. Like, what one earworm is like.
And Jed has a million
Stop.
voices going on in his head.
Yeah.
It's about the same. They're all singing songs too. So
Yeah, no, that's way cool, Mel.
Thanks.
And the new record.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about it. When's it coming out? I've asked you this every time, but
Yeah, so we're shooting for the record to actually come out in May, but we're officially gonna have the release date. The release party in June.
well,
So
Mills decided to have a partial release party today with one of them.
wait till she leaves. I'm gonna play the whole record on repeat.
yeah.
Well, hey, it's we're kicking off the night show for 801 and Done. So what better way to do it than with bootlegged tracks that aren't done yet?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll just wait for the legal papers to arrive in the mail.
Cease and desist, sir.
They'll just put them with the stack of all the rest.
That I ignore.
Oh,
That's so good.
and how many songs are on the new record?
9.
9.
Yep.
Man, people don't do that anymore.
So who's playing on that record? Because you're kind of going through a transition at the moment with
I am.
with members and
So Jim Bone's on drums, and I have 3 bassists that played in the album. One is named Nate, and another one is Matthew Parrish.
Yeah, man.
And then the other one is Tyson Costello.
Oh,
And then my electric guitarist is Dan Gentry.
Dan Gentry.
And then we've got Juliet on fiddle for some of the songs.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
it's going to be a banger.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. I mean,
Well,
Dan's great. I've played with I've done Tyson's one of my
And
oldest
it
friends.
was recorded at Man versus Music.
Yep.
I mean,
So Mike Sassich.
it's just pure
Yep.
gold right there. Yeah.
Very cool. You know we're gonna be at that party.
Pretty much. Yeah.
In June, right?
We'll be
Yeah.
broadcasting live.
All right, maybe you can do it because we're gonna do like a broadcasting party at my house. Maybe you can
Oh,
come
yeah.
like debut it because we're
That'd
gonna
be
do
cool.
like an all day, this, but like different with whole bands and
That'd be great.
Oh, wait,
whatever
yeah.
you say, we'll do it. Yeah.
whatever Mel says.
Yeah. So
Whatever Lianna says, she's our new boss.
She's the new producer
Oh,
of
yeah.
801 and Done.
So I was
Yeah.
just talking to the band that wants to open for us. They're called Drama Llama.
I've heard that. I heard them. I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Where are they
I
coming
think
from?
they're from Salt Lake.
Oh, I thought they were
yeah.
Utah County for some reason.
Yeah, I think they're trying. Some of them are from Utah County.
Okay.
But we're planning on having that date at the Pearl in
Nice.
I think it's Midvale. Is it Midway or Midvale?
Yeah,
I
the
believe
Pearl.
so.
The Pearl's nice. It's a nice little.
Yeah.
I've
so-
never been.
They have they have the like theater seating and yeah.
It's small.
Who did I see? I saw Eric McFadden there.
Yep.
Who's another he's not a Salt Lake musician, but he's crossed through here a number of times.
He's a favorite.
He is a favorite. I love Eric McFadden. He rips on the guitar. If
Yeah,
you get a
he's
chance
great.
to see him, he's ripper.
I've heard that name many times, but I don't. They're guitar players.
Yeah, you don't know him.
Yeah.
So him and his girlfriend, I think they're both in a band, but they opened for Samantha Fish. I don't know if you guys have heard of her,
Yeah.
but she's opened for Slash, and she's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just Slash. Like he's just
By
it's
himself?
It's
No,
just
like
Slash.
it's his blues band.
Oh yeah. What is
Yeah.
that? Slash's Snake Pit.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Slash's Snake Pit.
That's what it's
That-
called.
Yeah.
The-
It wouldn't be called anything else.
no,
No. Unless it was Slash's armpit,
Slash's arm.
which is I think we both probably smell like right now.
Oh,
and Pop Tarts.
Pop-Tarts.
and
Coffee.
Feldman's Deli.
Feldman. Yeah, it's been a day.
It's been a day. So speaking, well, let's move right along. Who are we going to pick on next?
So let's see. We've gone through. We've done. It's Sonia's turn.
It's Sonia's turn, and
So we're gonna play the acoustic tune that I mean really did make me cry because I was by myself and I was like mixing it and I was
would
like
have cried.
having one of those rough days, and I was like, oh, it's just like this is so beautiful and like thank you. I'll be honest. I mean, it really helped me out my day. I was having a rough day. So
How cool is it and how lucky? Like these three all here at the same time in the same room. That's pretty.
I mean, we're pretty lucky here. So I think I named that one Who Says, but I don't know if that's the name of the song. Ghost House. Okay. Yeah.
Where did you get Who Says?
I don't know.
I
I like
He was
Like,
feeling sassy, so
I
he
don't-
said the name
I
was
named
Ghost
it
House. And he was like,
Windex
"Who
Window."
says?"
I don't know how I ended up with that. I was probably in a hurry and stressed out. And I was like, I don't know what to call this. Just Who Says.
Yep.
So
Pass the pipe.
this song is called Ghost House, and I think I renamed it Who Says because it's gonna get plugged in places and people are gonna be like, Who Says? Jed Says. That's who.
the problem. You say something like that, and it's
I'm
So-
sensing a pattern here.
So Ryan stills Mel's songs, and I rename Sonia's songs, and
I still
Don't
think
worry,
And then
I'll come defend you guys.
I still think I got the shit.
so this one was beautiful. We recorded it pretty quick, and Sonya was promptly like, "I don't like my voice," and that's been a little thing that I'm like, "What are you
I
talking
don't
about?
think she
You
meant she didn't
crazy
like her
angelic."
voice. It's just that yeah, no.
Which
don't
one
like
is it?
You don't like your voice. I hate my voice.
Well,
too.
I
I'm
think
on
that
the radio.
I
think
love mine.
I love
I
the sound
can't
of my
relate.
own voice.
I'm just saying.
I get home and like just listen to myself on answering machine all day.
We know you like your voice.
We're like, Jed, what are you listening to in your AirPods?
And I'm
he's
like,
just listening
myself?
to his voicemail on
Master
repeat
Girl.
over and over again. Hi, this is
Hi,
Jed.
this
I'm
is
not
Jed.
here right
I'm
now.
not here right now.
He's listening to the promo he snuck in.
Believe
that he
it
did
or
by
not,
himself.
Jed isn't at home. So leave a message at the beep.
Okay.
You
So
know,
Ghost House. We're going on to Ghost House.
So this is Sonya Ghost House recorded on the Jethro Red Couch. But,
801
but she
and
was on the left side of the couch and Mel was on the right side of the couch.
And
They
that-
recorded them in different spots.
Why?
We're gonna ask the listeners if they could tell
And,
the difference.
and
There's a whole contest.
Lianna was in the middle.
I mean-
She did sit in the middle of the couch.
Holy
They
shit!
they all
Chad, you
chose
just blew
like
my mind.
they all chose a different spot on the couch to record their songs. So I thought that
See,
was a
this
cool
just
thing.
demonstrates
It's just something I
How
noticed.
women work in community.
No, you guys are just
We
smell
understand.
each other's pheromone. There's been
witches.
another woman on this seat.
Yeah.
We need a fourth.
What other woman has been on this seat right here?
All right.
Jesus. And
Whose
Ghost
shoes
House.
are these?
And here
Ghost
comes
House.
Ghost
And
House.
this
We're
is
gonna
the one.
And I'm in trouble.
Ooh, says old dreams are worthless. Go back again. Did a reset. Who says old dreams are worthless? Go back again. Did a reset. This is a big excuse, I'll say it anyway. To me, the bigger muse is already in the next play. I gambled and I thought I played my cards this way. But in my tracks, now looking back, I guess I'm here to stay. I didn't know, I feel so low. I think you're not the key. 'Cause in my dreams, I'm still the queen. And it goes on and on and on and on and on till the end. I woke up in a bed, afraid and all alone. Inside a haunted house, a place that I let go. My home. These spirits in the room have nothing much to say. But show up just the same, I have to instant look away. And where are you? You say you know there's no such thing as ghosts. And even still, with all the proof, deny it all and all and all and all and all till the end. Find a cup of coffee and a bitter kiss. Night of anger, glass and shots and empathy. A miss. Stab at reconciling what is left of this. I'll leave it up to you, the chance of getting love or this. 'Cause in the end, I'm still your friend, I'm not your enemy. Oh, those days of fun and drunken love, they can go on and on and on and on and on till the ooh says all dreams are worthless. Go back, great.
I came by, right?
Yeah.
You were there? Where was I?
All right. So that was Ghost House, not Who Says.
You get the mic now.
Yeah. That was Ghost House.
So don't ask Jed to name your songs.
I
Nobody
didn't. I don't believe I did.
I was just in a hurry and
No,
you know,
it's fine.
I was like,
I
I
was
gotta
like,
call
"No,
it
this
something
is-"
so I don't like click the one that just says track one and then you have another one that says track one and you're like, which one is it? You know?
That could be a good strategy because I wouldn't steal it because I wouldn't know the name of the song.
Yeah. You'd be like, what is Who Says?
I'm trying to find that Mel song I want to steal, but all I see is Who Says.
Stop the steal. Right?
Sonya,
Is that
what's the story behind that song?
That song is actually about the house that I live in now.
Yeah, you're telling me I visited your house
Yeah.
and you were telling me a little
Yeah.
bit of the haunting experiences
Yeah.
there.
The
Ghost
funny thing-
stories?
yeah. Well, and here's the hilarious part is everyone that's ever lived there has had paranormal experiences in that house except for me.
Really?
So maybe you're the ghost.
And maybe
The Others is playing out in real
Oh.
life.
in
The
West
Others. What is that?
Valley.
Oh man,
Nicole Kidman movie.
I like that movie.
Yeah, that was
In fact, I
creepy.
think that, and I just completely forgot about it, but I'm pretty sure on like a bio somewhere when I was young, I wrote that was my favorite movie, and I
That was
don't
one
think
of
I
the
remember.
first movies that ever like had the twist where I was like,
Yeah, it was very
oh my god,
That was wild. For me, it was The Sixth Sense. That one like blew my
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
But so Ghost House, but you
Mhm.
haven't had the ghost experiences. So like I guess talk to us about the themes in that song. What did you kind of like pull out in that?
I mean, well, like I said, everybody else's experiences, but my significant other that was living with me at the time.
Was it
we were
Mills?
kind of
Was it Mills' alter ego?
yeah,
Was it Ryan?
Mills is it's Ryan.
Was it Brian?
He's
That's what
turning
Mikey
red
likes to
over
call
there.
him.
Yeah, so the fight, a cup of coffee, and a bitter kiss. We had a few mornings like that where we'd still give each other the morning kiss, but
Yeah, that's kind of
it was
that's
after a rough
the
night.
line that hit me and made me cry because like I have an experience with someone and like we loved that One More Cup of Coffee Before I Go, that Bob Dylan song, and that was
Love
kind of
that song.
Yeah.
and so it like took me right back to that thing. I was like, oh, Bob, you're making me think about Bob Dylan. That's a good thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it
That's
was
a compliment.
beautiful. So please,
Thank you.
yeah, your lyrics are great. Your voice is angelic, and your
Oh.
finger pricking was nice.
Finger pricking.
Finger pricking,
Finger pricking good.
finger licking, finger picking good.
Rotten finger pricking good.
Rotten finger,
Is that what we're gonna title this episode?
rotten
Fingers
finger.
Yes,
of an
please.
assorted variety.
My finger picking's moderate at best.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it's funny because I'll try to write songs every once in a while. No,
Yeah, he's one of those drummers.
what do you
that's like-
think of this song? So that's pretty good. And then 15 minutes later, I wrote a song that rebuttals that, and here you go. It's like,
and it like completely obliterates yours. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
she
right.
sinks your battleship
you-
immediately.
you always
"Oh, hey,
get
yours
your-
on the fridge.
You always get yours from Chat GPT.
I do
So I
not.
can't take them seriously. I'm like, you didn't write
I
that.
write the joke song.
Sage wrote.
They're joke songs. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
What is the joke? We had a joke song recently that we were talking about. What was it? Was it the potato guy?
Potato neck guy.
Yeah, potato throat.
Potato throat. That's right.
Wow. I mean, I missed that episode.
Potato
My brain's going in a million directions right now.
You'll get in on the inside jokes.
I feel like a lot of
I
people
feel
are already there.
uncomfortable.
Potato throat.
Potato throat. Hmm.
It's like deep throat, from the.
Okay, we just
No,
went-
deep throat from the like Nixon administration and politics.
All right.
And now it's a country singer that sounds like he ate mashed potatoes.
Huh.
Yeah, he worships Toby Keith.
And he worships Toby Keith.
Is anyone going to get these references outside of you guys?
No.
I think Sonya had to
I like
witness
Toby
a few
Keith.
of them.
She was there for part of it.
And she knows
Okay.
Potato Throat. She's met him.
I mean, we were talking about Potato Throat right before I started doing the, I'm called in sick because I'm on the radio song. So she knows.
Aren't you? Just doesn't that make sense now? Right? You got
So
That didn't help
much.
anything.
it? I don't think nothing you and I have done tonight. has
Sonya
helped
was
anything.
laughing and she's like, this all needs to be recorded. She was saying that many times during this whole sequence. Of
You guys
things
are
that
going to
we were
give Weird Al a run for his money, it sounds like. Weird song lyrics.
doing. Weird.
No, Potato Throat's a real.
Okay.
He's a real person.
I mean, we've got a red Yeti, so yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
Potato
Red
Throat's
Yeti.
real.
Potato Throat sounds like Adam.
That's officially the first time somebody has referenced me as a Red Yeti outside of like the digital world,
And
It's
outside
funny.
of the adult film world.
Jesus.
No.
Take him out.
So my second career is in
I've just been waiting to go there
Well,
tonight.
Was this some extravagant setup
Comedy-
just so you could like promote
comedic-
your OnlyFans check?
comedic adult entertainment. I did say I was going to release my my first album on OnlyFans. It'll all be clothed and stuff, of course, but
Aw.
Mel's out.
God damn it.
Fuck that.
Jed's like counterculture, yeah.
counterculture. Put clean stuff on OnlyFans.
Wow, that's taking a stand.
It
It's
is.
like, you're taking it. Oh man, I about said something even worse. Never mind.
We're taking.
Music.
All right. So now that we've gone completely off the rails, 801 and done at midnight. Now it's turning into pumpkins at this point. It's like, and it's not even like Cinemax. It's like the Cinemax that would come through your computer, or like come through your TV. And it was all blurry when you were a kid. You couldn't really see it. I think
they only young boys.
Only young-
It's the
only
scrambled
young-
porn channels where you're like,
You're showing your age, Jed.
yeah, I'm old. I'm like I have a friend that calls every time I have a birthday. He's like, "You're 48,000,001 this year."
Oh
So-
my gosh. This is the response to this conversation.
Oh boy, it's just
Thank you, Anna.
Who is that actually?
801 and done.
That's Vance though.
Yes, it is.
801 and done. We'll get you there.
Dildo
How
bag.
about that?
Yes. Okay, what are we gonna play now, Jed?
So let's see. We just finished with Sonya again. I don't know. My brain just went scramble do.
Scramble damble do.
No, not scrambled dudes.
Yeah, I think so.
Why not?
We've seen your OnlyFans.
Okay.
Scramble dudes.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put Jesus. I'm gonna put like Bible verses on OnlyFans. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and try and hear some
Way
prayers. So let's see. Let's go back to Lianna.
Yes.
Let's hear the other track. See, that's why I name them weird things, because I labeled this track and track one. So now I don't know which one I played. So
Because
hopefully,
God
this is right.
forbid you just put the name.
Well, I didn't know the name.
I know. I guess. Yeah.
I
He's
get
like, how
frustrated.
else am I gonna get my dopamine
Because
hit,
they're-
man?
Because
I
they're ladies. Like, if you don't know, then I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you have to
Oh
ask,
wait, speaking of names,
if you have to ask, you'll never know. That was like a whole mantra from me.
I just got a text saying that my name is being mispronounced.
How I've been mispronouncing your name ever since.
I
I've
mean,
known you.
I think
But-
Liana, yeah.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Liana.
See,
Liana.
my name is a.
I probably said Lianna. Just
I kind of
Oh,
take
yeah.
the mean average because like I get like a whole variety. My swim coach all in high school called me Leanne, but
I think
it
the
is not
first,
that. It's Liana.
the first
I mean-
year that I knew you, I would just like mumble it. Liana.
I mean, when
Yeah, I'm just-
your name's Jed, like I don't think my name hardly ever gets pronounced right. Like I've been called Jen and Jeff and Jeb. And
How do you
Jet.
mispronounce
How
Jed?
that's 3
Jethro.
letters.
Yeah, how do you
pronounce
mispronounce-
that?
You gotta ask all the people that have heard my name throughout my life and
Well,
ask them. I don't know.
I've been Brian for most of my life. Fuck Brian.
yeah, I know.
Moral of the story: there's a lot of dumb people out there.
Yeah, and there's
and we're some of
and
them.
there's 2 of them right here. Let's play some music on 801 and Done, Jed.
Okay.
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 Professional.
Show me all your fears, what you see in the mirror. Don't cry, my love. Don't you know I won't run? Seeing is believing, and knowing is the sun. I'd stare with both eyes open until my sight was done. I'd burn through all the tears, forget all the stars. I'd sacrifice my body and bear all the scars. I've lived in the night. I know where monsters hide. We both have pain to spare, and demons in their lairs. If seeing is believing and knowing is the sun, I'd stare with both eyes open until my sight was done. I'd burn through all the tears, forget all the stars. I'd sacrifice my body and bear all the scars. Seeing is believing, and knowing is the sun. I'd stare with both eyes open until my sight was done. I'd burn through all the tears, forget all the stars. I'd sacrifice my body and bear all the scars.
And we're back.
I'll take my mic back.
So
we lost Mel and Sonya to sandwiches.
You know, we need to take breaks sometimes.
We don't.
Man cannot live on Pop-Tarts alone.
This
Jed can.
This man can.
Yeah.
Well, you're the
only
the
meal.
Yeti.
I am the Yeti.
The red Yeti.
That's me.
Yeah. That's gross.
That's my Xbox name. Is Red Yeti Jedi.
Nice.
So if you're looking to game, I don't game anymore. So don't add me. But
did Mikey take over your?
Yeah, he took over my thing playing Fallout and coming over and.
Well, I that's one of the songs I haven't heard before, and
yeah. So let's hear a little bit.
Let's grill you on that one.
Yeah.
What are these questions like? What was the inspiration behind that song?
Yeah. So feel like relationships are like the space where we can do some of our biggest growth. And that particular song, you always hit a point in a relationship as it starts to like deepen where that fear of vulnerability kind of pops in, and you realize that it's a scary thing to show those parts of yourself that aren't polished and perfect all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You never see that with me.
Never. And this song is basically playing with that idea, this concept of show me what you see in the mirror. Like, and I'm not going to run away. And we both have our histories. We both have our pain points.
Triggers and traumas and baggage that we're trying to carry up this hill together. And now we're just saying, let's walk together a little bit.
Right?
What's that one called?
It's called Burn.
Burn.
Yep.
So road to sin and burn, huh?
Yeah.
You know, the road to sin leads to burning.
Yeah.
If you do it right.
If you do it right.
But
burning
and
medication.
But Mel will hear your prayer and,
and Mills will steal it.
Hey, we just brought it full circle with all of the songs.
Yeah, what do they call that in comedy when you bring the first joke of the night back on your last one?
I don't know.
We're gonna just call it the boomerang.
I don't think so, but I'll
we're gonna call it that.
Okay.
I don't know.
As we walk out, we'll high five. Hey man, that was a nice boomerang.
That was a nice boomerang you threw.
That's a nice boomerang.
How to speak Australian.
Hey,
what's that old commercial?
I might.
Foster's
Nice
Australian for beer.
Like, which was the worst fake accent? The Foster's or the Outback Steakhouse commercials?
I don't know.
Outback for sure.
Outback. Yeah.
Come on.
God, I couldn't handle it.
How to
didn't even
speak
try.
Australian. I can't even do it.
So Lianna, do you have a songwriting style?
Or process.
Like your go-to?
Process.
Yeah.
Not
yours.
Chat GPT. Yeah, so it's similar to Mel. It kind of just depends what comes up first. Sometimes it's a lyric, sometimes it's I wouldn't say melody necessarily, but it's just like this felt sense or an emotion that I try to then like pick up my guitar and play to find some kind of melody or chord progression that matches.
You go digging.
I do go digging,
Yeah.
yeah. And you guys can probably relate to this having written songs too, but you can like feel when you hit that spot where it fits, like when you hit the groove, you know what I mean? And so it's an iterative process where it's like sometimes I'll start with the lyric and then I'll find a particular chord progression, but then like I'll adjust the lyric to fit the chord progression and the melody as it's developing. But I've been playing with different means of writing as well, just because like I said, I'm not like a guitar shredder. So I've started trying to just write with letting myself play with melodies without any other instrumentation and then filling that back in later. And it's been really fun. It's kind of unlocked a few things. So
do you guys like sit down, like I'm writing a song today, I have to write a song today and just sit down and do it? Or does it just come to you like organically?
Like 2 a.m, you're like, I got to write.
Well, I mean, you're like, oh, Wednesday after work is when I have.
I should be more structured, but
I think that would be difficult because it's like you don't know when, like when I was listening to her song the other day that made me cry. I mean, it made me want to like write a song right then and there. So it's like you don't know when the moment's going to strike you.
Yeah, I feel like
keep on going.
No, I feel like there've been times where like I've sat down to actually write and you can like pull things together, but then there are other times where, like I said, it's really just like I'm in an emotional state of some sort and I want to get it out in some form. And that's what happens.
Yeah.
And so sometimes the song will come out all at once and then it'll go through revision later. Sometimes I'll find that I get like stuck and I have to just let it rest. And then when I pick it back up,
Well, here's
finishes.
the question. How often do all of you ladies write songs when you're in like a happy mood? Because I find that it's usually when I'm feeling sad or like nostalgic or touched by something. That's when,
writing songs was like, I just separated and going through some shit.
Yeah.
And all these songs were pumping out of me. But, I think you can channel it either way. And there have been moments where I've been like, I'm just gonna sit down and see if I can just write any piece of shit song and just see what happens.
And just see what
actually
happens.
kind of was okay.
And I mean, I did that the other night, and I got I'm calling in sick and going on the radio.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
pretty
like
good.
it's a
That's
pretty good one.
impressive.
It got stuck in his head. I got it stuck in his head. So that's why I kept mentioning it. Because I want to get it stuck in his head again. Because that's how you know it's like I got a brain worm in his head.
Something I want to mention is when you write songs as a story, especially something I learned from a songwriter named Mary Gaucher, is once you put the story in the song and you repeat it a million times, it just becomes a story and it no longer becomes a part of you. So that's another amazing thing about songwriting is it can like transmute the energy of like that pain and put in the universe another part of you.
Well, and I've always looked at it because I came from I've written poetry my whole life, and I always came from like, for me, taking those words and getting them out of me, you put them onto a page, and that's like inert energy. So the energy is inert, and then you can breathe whatever energy you want back into it. So it can be like some of the most painful things, but you can bring redemption or love or life or hope into words that can be totally different meaning.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys have read Rick Rubin's book on creativity, but he talks about how to be an artist, you feel things more deeply, and that's why a lot of artists have various coping mechanisms that have been really, really harmful. But that like you have to put that outlet somewhere, and that's why you create.
So the emotion that you're feeling when you're writing that song, you're in a really emotion. Does that feeling? You end up playing that song so many times, you record it.
It becomes something different.
Well,
100%.
So yeah, do you feel that when you perform it for the 50th time, is it a different feeling, or can you channel how you're feeling at that time when you created it? I mean, I play drums. I don't know anything about it.
Go ahead, Mel.
Okay, I was just gonna say, like for me, it mostly like if I play this song a million times and I know what the story's about, it eventually detaches from me.
Yeah,
but it also kind of depends on like
if you're still
the whole
feeling
situation.
vulnerable.
Yeah, what time of the year it is. I know for me, I personally have like times in the year when certain things are triggered more.
Yeah.
So that could like come up if I actually play the song that triggered the emotion. But for the most part, like for me, if I do it like a million times, then it's just not in my energy.
Yeah, you've detached self from it, and it's become its own. I think that's kind of what you're talking about. It becomes its own entity, so it's no longer you anymore. It's kind of like its own.
Well, I think it's kind of for me getting to the philosophy of like what art is, because on the one hand, I do think it is a way to like transmute that energy and like move it out. But on the other hand, I do think it's like an encapsulation of that moment in time simultaneously.
Yeah, I'm a photographer, so what really has always attracted me to music, that's what attracted me to photography, was you literally freezing a moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
And music does that, but it's like the time still moves, so you're getting like a glimpse of motion of a photograph. And that's one of your songs. I think that's the next one we're going to play of yours. You mentioned photographs, so I was like, I love this. It reminds me of an old nostalgic photograph. And
I love that.
Well, yeah. Well, we mentioned who are we going to? We're gonna do so.
I think we've got one.
We got one more for Mel.
One more from Mel, and then we'll finish that one. We'll finish with that one because it's like the most produced.
It's the most rockin'. It's not really.
It's not rocking. It's pretty indie and scratchy and
your hands in it.
Yeah, me and
my little.
But
minutes.
I tortured.
Well, if you're gonna do this to my song, I'm gonna.
She's like, I'm gonna come over and we're gonna revise this like 90 times. No, it wasn't like that at all. It was.
Andy Patterson's gonna be on the show next Tuesday, and he's experienced that. So he can relate. So you're not alone.
She came over. Well, and she had the right criticism because she came over yesterday and was like, "Yeah, we just got to fix this thing." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right."
But goddamn it! Well, let's play. Let's get Mel's song. Are you queued up?
So the other, what's this next Mel song we're playing here? I forgot.
This is probably the first song I ever heard.
My Turn, is that one?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, this song.
Well, I've already failed on a couple names tonight, so I was like, oh, hopefully I didn't fail on this one too. I got that one right.
Good job.
Hey, I'm like 80% here. I missed on 2.
You're 7 for 10.
All right, so my turn. Mel Soul from Jethro's Couch.
You don't want to. Days are fine, twisting winds of fate will never change mine. No matter how hard I try, and the same man, the same broken hands tries to hold my soul with no intent to glow. When is it my turn? When is it my turn? When is it my turn? Ooh, when is it my turn? When is it my turn? When is it my turn? Take the stage, you see all my praise. I never fill my cup. What I have is not enough. And the same girl with the long blonde curls takes the golden mic. She'll be remembered for all time. When is it my turn? When is it my turn? When is it my turn? Ooh, when is it my turn? When is it my turn? When is it my turn? Oh. When is it my turn? When is it my turn? Oh, when is it my turn? Ooh, when is it my turn? When is it my turn? Oh, when is it my turn? Ooh, when is it my turn? When is it my turn? When is it my turn? Ooh, when is it my turn? Ooh.
All right. Mel Soul.
I came back from my sandwich.
That was my turn from Mel Soul. So that one's unreleased.
Yep, that's new.
That one's new.
But we had permission to play that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, that one I got approval for.
Yep.
I sent it to her and I said, yeah, give me some
That's
feedback.
because Jed did the right thing. I didn't.
Well, I didn't do the right thing with Lianna. I was just like, yeah, we're just playing those today. You haven't
So good.
You haven't even heard the playback or anything.
I was like, well, I trust it.
Lianna, she's confident. She's like, yeah, shit, that's good. I know what I played.
It's like what I was reading how Kanye West recently said that his biggest regret in life is that he'll never get to see himself perform live.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like didn't you just wear a shirt with a swastika? No, I don't regret that.
Jesus.
Oh.
You know what though? I fucking love him, man. His music, it's like,
Look, if we can separate the art from the artist, kind of a thing, he is a talented
You got
artist.
Don't meet your heroes.
College Dropout is the best hip hop album. I love it. Anyway,
That's really good.
But Mel, your song.
Thank you.
Talk to us about. Is that on your new album that you're going to be releasing?
It is not. I just wrote that one this year. So
So that's going to be on the
Yeah,
subsequent.
that's one of those earworms that wouldn't come out of my head until I actually created it. So
So that's so
Really?
what? We're probably like the first recording of it,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Oh man.
Yep.
No,
We're
I
really
saw
getting
one on
official here.
YouTube, but it wasn't this.
Yeah,
good.
it's so I did actually submit that one.
Oh, Tiny Desk.
For Tiny
to
Desk.
Tiny Desk.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was the official recording that we did.
And then she moved to
Did you hear that,
Jed?
Jed? She
Jed's
called
tiny
it an
couch.
official recording. She called it an official recording.
What, my recording?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
It's official.
You've made it.
I've made it.
Good job,
Yeah.
Jed.
I can't.
Producer live.
Your hair is making me. It's awesome.
Is it all jacked right
Yeah,
now?
it's awesome.
I haven't even seen myself in forever.
It's
Mel, your song was so good, you made his hair
You, like-
stand up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ghost house up in here.
Man.
It was the ghost turn.
Okay, so upcoming gigs, Mel, social medias, where can people find you? Where can people see you perform?
Yeah, I'm playing at Garage on Beck Sunday.
Which is with a new project, right?
Well, it's like the older project.
Older but new.
Older but new. Yeah.
Sometimes the old is new again.
Right. 9 till midnight. I think that's the 23rd. Yes, 23rd of
On
March.
Sunday, Garage on Beck.
Garage on Beck.
Hateful now.
And it honestly, if you look up Mel Soul, MELSOUL, 2 words on Google, I will pull up.
Yeah.
And it's my little pride and joy. Like,
Yeah.
oh, there I
It's
am.
one of the first things that comes up
so-
when I open my YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh,
And your other one is released already.
Yes,
The
Hear Your
Hymn Up
Prayer is
There.
already out. It's on Spotify, and if you look it up on YouTube, it's also on there as well.
And that one's with the whole band rather than just the.
Does not. So for that one, I actually did like hip hop folk EP with a bunch of
Now I need
artists.
to go listen to this.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite EPs that I put out. It's called "We Are the Storm." Pretty sure that's
Who
what I
did
called
the?
it.
Who were the guys that did the hip hop stuff?
So his name is Braden Burns.
Uh-huh.
He moved to Kentucky, but
Oh,
he
You
used
gonna
to
be
be
like, "Do you
my
have his
old
number?"
producer. Is he what?
I was like, you have his number? I was like,
Oh, I'll let you know.
yeah,
he's great.
Awesome. Man.
He's done a bunch of stuff for a lot of the hip hop artists in Utah, in the Utah scene. So
Nice.
yeah.
No. Yes.
Very cool.
Good.
And so Lianna, you're also performing what the 31st. You're playing at Lake Effect again.
Yeah, so March 31st, which is a Monday night, 6 to 9 at Lake Effect. Just it'll be an acoustic set, so come on through and come say hi if you wind up coming through.
Yeah, you impressed Post Malone there one time.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yep.
That's impressive.
What was that like?
He was super chill. Like I
Nice.
appreciated that. I've always heard he's really humble, and he really was. Like he was very respectful of the fact that it was my stage as the performer, and so like he was just
He
really
wasn't
kind.
like, let me play this now.
Yeah.
He gets paid to no. Like, no, I don't get up there for less than $10,000.
But
that
no,
was
it was-
cool. You sent me that photo. I'm like, "Motherfucker, when's my turn to? Hey, when's
Every-
it my turn? to
Yeah,
be
it's
Post Malone?"
better.
I love that we've brought the references back to all the song titles.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
What about you, Sonya? You have any upcoming gigs?
I've got Living Traditions. We don't have our exact slot, but we're definitely doing the festival. So I'll get you guys that slot.
And what group are you doing that with?
That's my family band.
Your
the
family
Rio
band.
Bravo.
Say that again. Say the name of it again because I loved it. It was like
Rio
so.
Bravo
Ooh,
Conjunto Los Castillos.
I could not repeat that to save my life. Jesus
Yeah, we
Cristo.
give my dad
That's-
so much business for
Mucho
that name
burrito.
because we're like, dude, this is so long. Like, can't we just be Los Castillos? Like, he's like, no.
I agree
be
with
the
your
Rio
dad.
Bravo.
I mean, I like want to learn Spanish just so I can like say the name of that.
I've been.
It sounds so. It's like so just like flows. It's just.
It won't sound the same.
I know it won't, but I can think about it in my head.
But we have to also mention that. So Sonia's other, she's in another project, which is one of my favorite bands, if not my favorite local bands, Purbats, and we're getting them on the show. I hope one of them is listening because now you're.
Now they have
No,
to.
you have
The
to.
Purbats.
Yeah, and they just recorded a record, and there you go.
Yeah, we're in the works of putting another album out. They're kind of taking 2 of their older albums and combine like
Just reimagining.
Yeah, reimagining it. Yeah, totally.
Rather than remastering, they're reimagining.
Right. Yes. And so it's going to be really dancey, pop kind of fun stuff.
Sweet.
Super.
Very cool.
Those guys are killer.
If you get a chance to see them, they're the funnest band.
They're Kerber is like he's pretty amazing. They all are.
Yeah,
like
Dave-
they all are.
Dave Payne and Terrence Warburton.
Yeah.
And, Charlie.
Charlie's on drums. Yeah.
Charlie.
And where can people find you and your stuff, Sonya?
So for me, you can, social media, Instagram, Facebook.
Sonya
I
Castillo.
got some things, Sweet Guthrie's, got some things on YouTube, and
he showed me.
We're doing an album.
Everything she does.
He showed a video of me.
Of you, yeah.
Of me. He was like, "Here, Jed, look at you. This is from the past.
Of me
You
doing
are
a
just
Sonya
dressed up as Sonya."
Me doing a Sonya impression.
Yeah,
I
it was
think
really
it's
good.
Wild
that.
Tuesday night.
I would love to see that impression.
No, but what was it? It was at the Metro? What was that thing you showed me? It was beautiful. It was really great.
Which the Pink Floyd tribute?
Yeah, that's what it was. And you were
okay.
like singing. It was great.
Oh, Marty was here last week.
Yep.
He praised you like.
I was doing a Pink Floyd tribute then.
Yeah.
That was really fun actually. Getting to learn those vocals is not
The
it's
easiest.
not easy.
Are you guys familiar with "Great Gig in the Sky," the Pink Floyd song?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen to it. And that vocal, she nailed it. It's
Badass.
I didn't give too much credit because I had to hear her practice that every day.
It got down to the point where I was.
You're like, I never want to hear that song again.
Yeah, she had to go out in the
I
car.
would piss everyone off.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty. Yeah. It's
I
pretty
just like to
loud.
piss people off. I'm like,
But
deal with it.
It paid off because you killed it.
Thank you.
We got more music to play. Though.
We've got one more tune from Sonya. That's the one that we kind of all worked
Me and
together
Jed
on.
tried to ruin, but it was too good. So. No.
Can't ruin the power of women.
And we
I
couldn't.
tried to ruin it, but
You guys made it really, really.
Yeah, I thought we made it tasteful and beautiful.
it was a joke, Jed.
I never joke around. Are you kidding? I'm the most serious
Look
guy.
at your hair.
My hair is a joke, but
No, it's all right.
I can't look at my hair. I
We're
can't.
running out of time because we have so much.
Yeah,
fun.
we still have a few more things to go over. So let's listen to this last Sonya track, and then did I get the name right on this one? In a Photograph is what I called it. You told me it didn't have a name. I asked you on that one.
Wait, so you're gonna let Jed name it?
Yeah, I named it In a Photograph because I really my
I think Jed's tearing up.
oh man, it's the first song name I've ever gotten to create.
Waterworks.
Okay, so when do I get royalties?
But it really, my part of the production, it really reminded me of like looking at old nostalgic photographs. And what's funny is at the time that this was all going on, like my family has been kind of reconciling after like 35 years. And so we've been sharing like a lot of old family photographs, like stuff I'd never even seen before. So it really struck me, really made me think of, you're making the photographers think about photographs. That's pretty good.
There's a lot of happy
My job
accidents
is
on this
done.
song.
So I guess I got to name it In a Photograph. This is Sonya Castillo that we had produced at my house.
Don't we just pass the time? There's nothing to do. All drunk now because there's nothing to lose. Don't worry now, no use. We can't pick and choose. And all the night, what we would normally do. Just in case they say, best to stay away. Better hunker down ahead. Come darker day, in a panic now. Just want to get out. City's closing down, there's dark, dying now. So I look at you,
in a photograph, in a memory that I once knew. I think of you. I wish that I could be there too. Just in case they say best to stay away. Better hunker down ahead. Come darker days in a panic now. Just want to get out. City's closing down this dark, dying out. When you think of me, please think a better time. Please know that we all share the same stars in the sky. Take over knowing that my broken heart for you still shines. My broken heart for you still shines. Just in case they say best to stay away. Better hump up down and up. Come darker days shine in a panic now. Just want to get out. Cities cooling down and I'm dying out. So I look at you in a photograph, in a memory that I once knew. I think of you. I wish that I could be there too. I wish that I could be there too. I wish that I could be there too. Just in case best to stay away. Better I wish that I could be there too. Just in case best to stay away. Better I wish that I could be there too.
That's all you can hear. Our footsteps too.
Yeah, I left him in there on purpose because I felt like it like added to the haunting effect of
Yeah.
the.
Damn,
In fact, that became like kind of my favorite part. I was like, oh, I love hearing the footsteps at the
the
end.
weird accidents that we totally, it was all on accident. The only thing that was on purpose and was perfectly done was Sonia's part. Everything else we just accidentally threw something good.
Yeah, so that was
We like threw the basketball behind her back and it went into the hoop.
Yeah, who always so Ryan did the drums and Sonya was the rhythm guitar. Who was the Jay Barnhurst was he did the lead guitar. I did the little organ and the bass and arranged it.
I think there's a little Timmy in there, but you can't.
No, there's no Timmy at all. We didn't record. He was playing along and he was
Timmy.
like, I need to come back and record this, but he
That's
never
what
did.
happens, Timmy. You got to stick around and just do it. Do it. Well, that was all the music we have from you.
Yeah,
ladies.
so that was over the last couple weeks we recorded six songs. That one wasn't all on the couch, but
no, I think we should just do a whole show from the couch.
I really want to.
No. Well, we got to thank you because I don't want to keep you guys much later. It's a school night.
And
Lianna
had some.
Well, yes,
Yeah. We're gonna cover the last half hour. We got 8 minutes.
I'm just saying that. Thank you for the music.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks everyone for coming on the show. I mean, we're not done yet, but
No.
Well, and genuinely, like, thank you for taking the things that are coming only to you and sharing those with the world. Like, you're the only one who could bring those things, like Mel and Sonya and all the artists and creators.
Very personal things. I mean, what we hear, what you guys write about, like, damn, that's pretty. That's putting yourself out there. That's a big matzo ball to put out there.
A big amount.
I'm glad you guys got
Mills, Italian for beer. Is that what?
No, Italian for beard. No,
Could be.
Let's stop.
Do we know Italian? I don't.
He tried whatever he just said. I don't know.
So
It's a Mario.
We are going to get canceled. Let's stop.
okay, so as we started out talking about at the outset of the show, the focus of this evening show is the intersection between arts and activism through community building, through storytelling. So we want to spend the last half hour just kind of talking about the impact that storytelling and art has had, I guess, throughout our personal lives. And I'd love to hear that from the other musicians here as well. And kind of just what we're hoping to build as we continue this show moving forward. So, I mean, there's a long tradition of activist artists, right?
Woody Guthrie, he's like a big inspiration on it.
Nina Simone.
Dylan did the protest songs.
Vanilla Ice.
Margaret Atwood is not a musician, but she's a writer, and her writings are feeling very timely right now. But yeah, who are artists or musicians that have really spoken to you at various points in your life that have kind of changed your perspective on things?
Social.
Who are you asking?
Anyone. Open mic. Grab.
For me, I mean, I've always been really inspired by Bob Dylan. I liked the protest song, Woody Guthrie's, those kind of things. And it's been interesting to me because, you know, I've always written and I've been kind of a political, I mean, anybody that's known me for the last 10 years, I mean, you probably put me on mute because I'm always writing something political. And so for me, it was, I always appreciated Bob Dylan, but I just never felt like I could be anything like him. And so it was like over the last 10 years, I mean, I deleted my old Facebook and I put all my stuff into a word counter. It was like, you wrote 25 million words in 10 years, all on politics and activism in the state of the world and stuff like that. And, you know, I reached the point where so many people didn't just weren't even, there was just a big brick wall between hearing anybody. And then I wrote one song and it has a refrain. I mean, it's all about kind of my experiences. I went and stayed with impoverished women in the Philippines and just observed how poverty impacts different communities and stuff like that. So I wrote this one song that was based on my experience there. And I wrote it like as I was coming back to the US and seeing just how it's like, after you go have an experience like that and you come back to the US, you're just like, this country is kind of gross and people are like ungrateful. So I wrote this tune that was, you know, the refrain was, it's like, nobody listens anyway. And it's all about the different stories I heard while I was there. And, you know, throughout my life, with lots of women in my life, I've had, you know, like my mom, she had to deal with a discrimination lawsuit at one point in her life. I've observed how she's been, like she works in mining engineering and she's had to like navigate a very, very male dominated world. Like her first job didn't even have a female bathroom, you know? So, and so for me, the impact of music was really good because that was like the first song I wrote on my own. And it was crazy how all of a sudden, all these people who didn't listen to my 25 million or didn't read my 25 million words, like they were listening to my song, and kind of the whole refrain of it, nobody's listening anyway, was because I reached this point where I was like, nobody, like I've written all this stuff and I say all this stuff and I have like a lot of information and I'm pretty smart about it and nobody's listening anyway, you know, like that's how it really felt. But then you write one song and it all comes together. I'm like, all I needed to do was write 50 words, not like 20 million or whatever.
Do you have political songs you wrote? Because you're very in the activist kind of realm, but I don't know if I've heard much from.
I have one. It's where I used that experiment of not writing with an instrument. I just like tried to find a melody. It's called Woman Cry.
Oh, I've heard it.
Yeah. You played with me on
Yeah,
that one. Yeah. So that one still needs to get produced, but it's just
let's do it.
Yeah, no, we will.
Come on down.
But the concept behind that one is just like putting not just into words, but into an emotional experience, what that feels like to kind of go through this space of like what being a woman is, I guess, in culture, and how that's evolved, and the hardships that have come with that. And I think something that I think is really important about art when it comes to activism is the multiplicity of perspectives and the intersectionality, right? Because different people have different experiences, and it's really important to hear everybody's experiences and to build community where we can like listen to and understand each other. And I think art is a really powerful way to bridge that gap, because no one can like live the life you've lived or the experiences you've had. But if they can have a small moment where they get that through some piece of art you create, that can build empathy.
And I think that's, I mean, artists tend to be empathetic and feel kind of the energies of a lot of people. So in my mind, it's a responsibility, you know, for me, like bringing forward that a story that's not mine. I feel like it's a responsibility because it's like, you know, especially as me, I'm a ginger white male. It's like people will listen. You know, men will listen to a male perspective where they'd never go to the Philippines and hear what any of those people have to say or what they experience. And how much, you know, for me, what I saw when I was overseas is how much our American consumption just impacts so many places. And we've like stuffed it into a closet and pretend like slavery doesn't exist. And all of this influence that we have isn't harming people detrimentally across the world. And so for me, when I came back, it's like I feel a responsibility to, I mean, nobody cares about another white dude's story. So I feel a responsibility to carry forward stories of people's, you know, one of my favorite lines in music has always been the words of the prophets are written on subway walls and in tenement halls. And I really believe in that. So it's like I've always seeked out going to find people that are downtrodden, that don't have representation, that don't have a voice. And I think it's I really think it's a responsibility of artists, because with a lot of power in art, I think all power has responsibility.
Mel, do you ever get political in your music?
I do have one song I was just thinking of that I wrote. It's called "Isn't It a Shame?" I haven't played it in a long time, but I actually wrote it about school shootings.
Hey,
so
like
like
subject.
Mainly focusing on like, because we focus a lot on the person that murdered the kids or whoever, but we don't focus enough on the victims,
on the people whose lives have been affected and lives have been lost, and you'd never hear their stories.
I mean, affected, just destroyed. You know?
Well, and I think art is a way to enter into conversations that are typically very, very charged. For a good reason, they're very charged, right? Because there's a lot of stakes around them. But I think opening the door for dialogue is what allows for things to begin changing and building community where questions can be asked and like those hard conversations can be had is really, really crucial.
Pepper and Dave and Spirit Machines, they were telling me they were touring like all through like super hardcore Trump country. And they were saying how, you know, so many people like their music because it's kind of got like that metally vibe, you know, and so they're connecting to the music. But then it's like, well, we're completely polar opposites. How can we relate? And it really just like cuts through a lot of stuff. It was what another thing that I've been inspired by is like during the New Deal and the Great Depression. I look at that as a very unheralded time when the U.S. became more unified. It was a program where they'd put together troops of artists and they'd actually send them to small towns. And so you're bringing like artists from the cities and all of that stuff, and you're bringing them to small towns. And that kind of experience helps people understand that we're not all so different. Like as much as, you know, if you get on social media or you watch TV, it's just like everyone's constantly telling you we're all different, you know? And I mean, we're all human beings at the end of the day. And
the older I get, the more I see that truth is paradox. It's such an odd thing. It's like we are all different and unique because nobody lives our exact life experiences, but also we are all human, so we all do have the human experience. Well, both things are true, you know?
And we're all made up of the particles and energy that's all bound by the laws of the universe itself. So it's like we have lots of similarities, even despite all of this chaos that we feel like we live in. But there's a crazy chaotic harmony of the universe that really I think is just, humans ourselves are really just a manifestation of that. I always think about it like the universe was so chaotic in how it created beauty. So of course consciousness emerges, and that has an opportunity to bend things into beauty without the chaos. So like diverting the chaos. And I think music and art is a beautiful way to take chaos and turn it into something that can be digestible, that isn't so chaotic, that doesn't want to completely swallow us.
Music is the Trojan horse. You disguise your.
There was a woman, like, when, all the fucking laws and all the shit.
Right time for the F word.
Where, like Trump's just getting on his fucking horse and just passing all his shit. I was watching, I think I was telling you about it, Lianna. And, she was just basically saying, like, hang in there. And the way to cope with right now is art. Like, that is probably
well, and that's always that's an unheralded thing, is every
this.
single human tragedy and very difficult situations all throughout history, it's always led to a golden age of art. Like, think of the golden ages of art that came out of World War II and came out of the Great Depression. And came out of the Civil War. I mean, there's
a lot of people are saying that too. They're saying, like, has to be this disruption, and things have to kind of fall apart so that we can start to rebuild.
That's kind of the nature of the universe itself. So it's like humans, as a reflection of that, we're going to do that. It's just, how do we do it consciously that doesn't lead to, like, historically you read when these big divisions happen, it just leads to massive amounts of bloodshed. And so how do we evolve enough to have the rebirth without like literally people dying, dance battles, no more wars. We got to dance it out.
Yeah.
The biggest take that I have on fixing humanity is, if everybody did the inner work to love themselves, then a lot of the problems would be solved.
And that is, a lot of people, what Carl Jung says, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid looking at their own soul. And that 100%, I think you've nailed on why so much chaos manifests, because there becomes that disconnect in your energy. And to me, I always look at it like there's an inner child inside of you that lives there, and we keep building walls around them and walls around them your whole entire life. And that inner child is like, at some point, just screaming in darkness, like, please, can you, like, notice me, And I think it's an important battle of the conscious subconscious kind of thing. I think the inner child, like, lives in the subconscious. I had this thing recently. I was talking about, like, so many people treat our subconscious force as kind of like our child, because it behaves like a child. The subconscious is our instinct, is where we end up doing harmful behaviors. But what if we treated that force inside of ourselves more like the parental force? Because that's the older force, the subconscious. So we treat it like a child, when really that's the old force that consciousness emerged out of. So it's like the instinct and subconscious and all that gave birth to consciousness, but we don't give it the respect.
Well, I mean, I think that starts to get into, like, self-alienation and, like, any part of you that you suppress. I think any part of you that you're ashamed to own just festers, right? So, like, you have to be able to look at those parts of yourself that you don't want to look at fully, in order to be able to, like, integrate that and make it a not harmful part, right? Because every strength is a weakness, and every weakness can also be a strength.
Yeah.
So it's
like all of them. Point. It's like your greatest strengths can also be your greatest weaknesses. So it's like all this great big spectrum. Yeah, it's awesome. I like this stuff.
I just keep thinking of, like, the two fishes. The one that's the dark one. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the yin yang kind of.
That's
I mean, my whole life philosophy bases around, like, I call it the Tao of photography. So it's like, if I look at an image and I've exposed it with all lights and highlights, I can't see anything. if I've exposed it with all just darks and shadows, you can't see anything. So all of the beauty comes in the contrast. And then there's also, I mean, one of my greatest lessons in life was doing night photography. So you go into a place, you can't see anything with your eyes, but there's always light. Like that was, you know, even when you can't see it, there's still beams of light. And so I think that's part of that journey, is like going into the darkness of yourself and examining it and shedding light on it so you can bring the good parts of it forward, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I think for this show, because like we're getting in really big philosophical concepts, which I love. I do love it.
You're like, let's rein it back in.
Well, no, I think it's valid and important to talk about, but like anchoring back into the purpose of what we're doing here is the concept of creating community, creating a place for people to come together, and like for grassroots activism, which can happen in lots of different ways. I think like, especially when things are changing and uncertain, like having a community is super crucial. And that's why we focus on the local music scene, because there is a lot of powerful community to be had here and leadership to be had here. And I think it's a question I know I've had, and like a lot of other people I've spoken to have had, is like, well, how do you even change anything? Because it's all so big and broad, and it can feel overwhelming.
It starts with, I mean, everybody's a ripple, right? So if you make a small ripple and somebody else makes a small ripple, eventually we can have, you know, you can have a much bigger ripple. But if everybody's saying, well, there's nothing I can do by myself, then nobody's going to do anything. And it's like, you think about how Woody Guthrie became such a prominent figure, especially in activism. And it's like, he just said, well, you know, maybe I can't make a difference, but this machine kills fascists and I'm just going to go, you know, and so it's like, it takes somebody being brave enough to start rolling the ball, and other people will.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's where like giving a place for art to be communicating stories and like people to come together and have conversations in a place that's respectful and safe and learn, because like learn from each other, right? Where we're all equals and like we're able to ask questions and be safe asking those questions, and building a strong community, because ultimately that is where it starts. Is you have to start in your community and building connections and like a way to move and work together, and that builds that momentum.
Well, you can't throw a rock into the ocean from 5,000 miles away, so you got to start with where you are.
And sometimes those rocks can be songs.
Yeah, they are. That's that's the beautiful thing. I mean, there's rocks. Sometimes those rocks can be rock songs.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring the hi-hat, the bottom thing.
We really should have a button for that.
No,
Mills is insulted. He's like, how dare you?
He's like,
put a button like that.
It's been 85 years and I've done a bottom.
I forgot you were drummers.
And I quit.
I know. My brain is like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a drummer.
That's why
He's not a host of a radio show. Who is this guy?
No, but joy is also activism, right? Like finding a way to like be joyful and have fun and find reasons to celebrate. And I think that's important. We bring levity along with like the serious, and it's important to keep that balance.
Well, and meaning is important. Like artists help give meaning and define what life is. And when people lose meaning, I mean, a lot of times that's when chaos starts to erupt, is when fewer and fewer people have meaning. I mean, if you've ever read like Man's Search for Meaning, it's a Viktor Frankl book. That's like one of my favorite books of all time. I read it every year. But it's what becomes meaning when everything's stripped away. And so you can be an outside observer. Like he'd talk about how there were like, people are getting slaughtered left and right, but they're doing comedy shows and they're making little songs and doing little skits. But all of that stuff was to give meaning, and meaning literally keeps people alive in the hardest of situations. So
after 9/11, like everybody was just like too afraid to be funny. You know, like Saturday Night Live is like, is it okay to be funny again?
Mhm.
And it's just
It becomes an awkward thing because like you observe it and it
well,
seems
'cause
almost
you
morbid.
do it too soon, you're disrespectful. If you do it too late, it's you know, and then you miss the whole, I guess.
Well, then you become
of,
you're not sensitive. You're being insensitive to what's going on.
So I mean, as musicians, and like, when do you think it's the right time to write about something that's like so politically like
I think
affecting everybody? Like,
I think
you hit it right out, right? You
right when you feel it.
The time
Like
is now.
the time is whenever you feel it. If it's now, then now.
About one of my songs.
Yeah.
And I was saying, and this was in 2020 when we first moved into Ghost House. And this song that I wrote was called The Boogeyman. And this was I was actually watching a documentary about Sam Cooke, and it inspired, you know, like just his story was just kind of crazy. But at that time everything was like, you know, like shit was kind of crazy. Trump was in office around then. And yeah. And so I wrote this song called Boogeyman. And then I was telling Mills, I was talking to Mills about like what my vision was for, and you were like, I think that'd be too soon. Like,
I said
you don't want to be so political, because I was like, I have this vision of like, you know, this.
Well, it really like being political,
this visual
especially
story of this song, and just all these clips, but intermixed, you know, like all the bad stuff, but also really good stuff, because there's some hopeful points in the song. And you felt like it was too political too soon, or you'd phrased it somehow like that.
being a dick.
well,
Probably.
and it's difficult because I mean,
that does
being
beg the question, like, is it like when is it too soon? When is it okay to be like, I have this political statement that I've, you know, like it's coming out through song or through a photograph or through art, painting or a poem. Is it too soon to talk about it?
I think communication is like that's what's lacking, is real, true, meaningful communication with people that are different, so we can find our similarities.
Are you ever worried about alienating your audience, so to speak? You know, if you're taking a side on a political issue.
Well, you're gonna alienate your audience, but you're also like, you might be alienating your audience by not saying anything.
It's true,
you know.
But
So it's like,
but then you don't know. Like, would you ever write a song just straight up going after, you know, what the certain guy that's in charge right now?
Well,
You know, just
I think I don't ever think
I will.
I'll
do it.
I don't ever think it's the wrong time to tell your own story. First of all,
Yeah.
like I think
Yeah,
you
there's
get
never-
to speak on or sing about your experiences whenever you want to, and people don't get to tell you
And that's
when it's okay or not.
That's the biggest thing I learned with my brother dying. You don't know when. I mean, I saw him the day before and then he was dead the next day. So if you're waiting for the time to be right, you don't know when. I mean, you might just die tomorrow. So for me, it's always, ever since my brother died, that's why it's like when I feel something or have a thought, and I'll rant and rave and put it on a page, because I don't know if tomorrow I'm not going to be here. And for me, I have absolutely nothing. I don't have a single thing that my brother has ever written, and I don't want the same thing to happen to me. So for me, it's just like every day, every moment, when I feel it. I'm not thinking about this stuff all the time, but I think when you feel it, that's when the moment's right.
What'd you think?
And I was just thinking, also, when you have art that you want to create, and especially want to put on the internet, a lot of times, like, it will stay there forever, and it will pop up, you know, later on, when things get, you know, more drastic, and you need that message more. Because sometimes songs will pop up on my YouTube recommendation, and I'll listen to it. I'm like, wow, that's so like current. Like, I'm so glad I listened. And then I'll look at it and be like 5 years old, and I was like, wow, that was like forever ago, this person wrote this piece of art or whatever. So I feel like the sooner you
Yeah,
put
I
it
mean,
out,
I've been having an experience. So I've been writing very consistently political writing on my Facebook since I got an assignment in 2004, and we were learning about social media and like the new stuff that was coming. And so it was like part of my assignment was to start writing a blog or writing some kind of thing on social media. And I mean, it really has been one of the most beautiful things for me to because I've written so much that like literally every day of the week something comes up that I wrote 10, 15, 20 years ago. And it really is a cool reflection to see how things changed, to see how you've changed, to see how your perspective might have changed, to see how maybe you haven't changed. And in that you kind of see a little bit of revision of yourself. And to me, it's like a little glimpse of that subconscious that we lock behind walls, and you can learn how to let them out into the yard a little bit.
Funny that social media is what makes us reflect. It's like, it's. But I mean, I'm not saying, but it's funny because it really does.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, I was like that.
I mean, it's a record that I looked at it like there's not a historical record. There's from commoners. So all throughout history, I've been like a big history buff all throughout my life. You don't get tons of stuff from commoners. Most of the people are aristocrats or had influence or were wealthy. And this is the first kind of time really in history where we're going to have lots and lots of records from just common people. And I think it may not make sense now, but I think in like a 1,000 years, people will look back on this time and be like, wow, that was really like the first time when common people really started documenting their stories.
Well, and yeah, and I think the questions that we're asking are super important. Like, are you uncomfortable writing political pieces? And like, are you worried about how it's going to be taken? And I think those are questions that artists grapple with. But I also think activism isn't just writing like big inflammatory political pieces. It's also telling your own story, because like in telling your story and communicating your story, it humanizes and creating like community so that, you know, people can ask questions and like learn from other perspectives. And like I have changed so much from 18 to like 35 because
I mean,
had that exposure.
And some little thing. I mean, going to the Philippines, I mean, that changed my perspective on so many things. And so while I'm bringing forward a story that's not necessarily mine, it really is a reflection of how it changed my whole life, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I think too, one goal for this show isn't to make activism seem like this lofty, like high, unattainable action. It's something that you can simply do by like using your voice, telling your story, plugging into a community, building a space,
showing up,
exactly, giving somebody else a voice. Yeah.
I mean, it can be as simple as showing up in your community. I mean, I had never, I became a delegate in 2016, and I had never participated in my local district or really anything at that level of politics. And when I went and saw it at that level and saw how community oriented it is and how there's just a shortcoming of people, like I ended up getting elected to this position because there's like nobody there, you know, there's you end up by default. And that made me realize, well, who are the people that show up to all this stuff? They're usually the people who are, a lot of them are lonely, and a lot of them are very frustrated. And so I feel like that's something that bends things to the extreme. I mean, I've been telling people, I was like, show up at your city council meeting, go to this stuff, because you really don't understand how much influence we do have on our government. And if most people aren't showing up for that stuff, and it's the most extreme people, well, it's like the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? So if the loudest, most extreme people are who are showing up, then our government is going to become the loudest and most extreme possible. So,
and it did.
And it did. You know, it's a reflection. And for me, seeing it from that perspective, because so many people just want to call, you know, they are doing this, and they is this like group of people that's so far away. But my experience with going and participating in government was seeing how like localized and how all of the people that carry all this stuff out literally are your neighbors.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So the music, fun, sharing stories, art, and building community is what the aim is here. So like, even if there's nothing else known with how to plug in and how to do things, just like learn, like ask questions.
Yeah.
And
Send me a
that's
message. I'll
starting
talk about
point.
this crap all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a safe place to ask questions that are asked in good faith, right? Questions that are asked with the true desire to like explore ideas and based in curiosity. That's an important thing.
Yeah, it is. Curiosity is the number one. I mean, curiosity is part of having an open mind.
When I genuinely believe that if we make questions taboo, like it's like the subconscious. If you shove things in the shadow, they fester. Like,
Yeah,
so
and you don't, and you don't.
What's
Well,
shitty
yeah.
nowadays is like if you ask a question, if you like somebody expresses their